you say? What's up, motherfucker? What going with ya? Bumba clock. Well, having a good night tonight, huh? Thanksgiving Eve. Gonna be Thanksgiving tomorrow. Gonna play a little bit of the Outer Worlds until people start coming in, huh? Wait for the people to get started. Then we'll get into it for the evening. Oh, so fucking funny, bro. Because he said faction instead of fashion. Alright. How am I supposed to do this? Okay. Clear out the cultists from Newton. Is there a way to do that without killing them all? Or do I want to kill them all? Will that be more fun? Let's see. Hi. That's stupid. Stupid thing. Okay. So I need to get the thing. How do I do that? Journal. Where that gonna be? Where that gonna be? The Interstitial Reconfiguration Center. Okay. Well, where the fuck is that? Where the fuck is that supposed to be, huh? Find and eliminate the mangler. Where am I supposed? Interstitial Reconfiguration Center. Where is that? It's gonna be one of these places. Let's take a look. What's this place? Spiraton. Oh. Open this guy. Open him up. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I can't go there. Okay. Cool. Can I even get anything from here? Or is it just gonna be no go? Yeah, I better save this time. Oh, that's a big old no-no. How do I clean that up? How do I clean that up? What's over there? It's something over there. Okay. Fuck was that? mines. Oh yeah, we already went through this place. We just gotta go the other direction this time. We take a right instead of a left. Aurora. Hit me with the prey G. How you doing, girly? Waiting for peeps to trickle in before we get into the politics, so just gaming a little bit beforehand. Nope, that's the wrong way. Nobody ever told her it's the wrong way. It's the Latin side. I know you like it. Ow, ow! Yes, mommy. That was Latina Mami, M-A-M-I. Not. Although, you know, take it however you want. Ooh, he's having a tough time. There's a little space heater. I would like to have one of these. That'd be cool. That'd be cute. When you're all done with your work, nice. That was a mistake. I did not mean to do that. I'm sorry. I hope that wasn't too long ago. When you're all done with your... Yeah. When you're all done, go ahead and jump right up. It's open. My space is open for you. That was a little dirty sounding. Hi. We're gonna steal some things today. What's this? Yeah. There's a guy in here. How can I steal stuff if there's a guy in there? Alright. Yes. Always an angel. Oh, there's a little outhouse. Look at this. Or is this like a... This looks like one of those little ice fishing huts. That's something I would love to do someday. Jump on it. I don't know if you're lagging or if you're talking about the outhouse that I'm looking at right now. Or if you're talking about something else. I would love to like go in one of those huts. Yes! In like one of those little huts out on the ice. That would be cool, right? That's what this is, right? No lag, just slow. Oh! No ice house. You want to go ice fishing? You want to go ice fishing with me? I believe so. Let's go to Alaska. Yes. I'm in. I'm in. So in. Oh, if I was talking about the little... Oh, you meant... Gotcha. I just saw your message. I know what you're talking about. We consider Beverage becoming semi-confidential, unpaid informant for Andy's choice. Breeze once for yes. Hello. How's you?
Oh. I am very good. How are you?
You feeling good? Feel motivated?
Motivated.
I feel lovely, although I cannot see you.
Oh no.
No.
Sounds like a... I'm not gonna say it.
Unbelievable.
Unforgivable.
Inconceivable. Oh my goodness. Oh, she's loading. Oh, whoa, wow, okay. Hi.
Oh.
How you doing?
I gotta make it creepy.
How was your apple?
Oh, it was good. It wasn't the best. It wasn't the worst. It wasn't the best or the worst of times. It was decent times.
Weird. Your audio.
Thank you for asking.
Your audio and video were like off sync. Say something.
Or you're giving up on me? Do you know that song?
Never. And yes, I do know that song.
Okay. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Is there lag?
Okay, now it's fixed. Probably. Now it's fixed. It's fine now.
Okay.
No.
Just jumping around. It's all good.
Jump, 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 jump up, and get down.
Have you been fishing before?
I have been fishing once when I was a young kid.
A wee lad.
A wee what?
When you were a wee lad.
A wee lad? When I was a wee lad, I went fishing with my pa.
When I was a young warthog.
Yes. Um, and so I haven't been then, but I don't know. Those little ice fishing huts look so cozy.
You do. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice reprieve from the misery of the
Oh
outer
wow.
lands.
Well, I mean, we'd be in the middle
Never
of
been,
like
but
nature, right? So it wouldn't be miserable. It'd be beautiful.
well, yes. Cold nature. You
Quite.
are Californian, so
I might be quite
but you've
chilly.
known cold. You've known cold before. But if you thought here was chilly, then yeah, you're screwed. I mean, it is to California standards.
Read what I
Have
just
to
sent you.
adapt. Okay.
Sent you two then.
Click. Wow, sounds like we need to take a trip to Alaska
Let's go.
in the
Well,
summer.
let's go, Sheila. No, but then we wouldn't be ice fishing.
Pretty sure there's ice in Alaska in the summer.
Well, I don't know. I guess it depends on where you are, right?
True. Well, I'm sure we could find some. And also the northern lights. That's important as well. 'Cause,
Yes. You mean
You know.
the aurora?
No. Yeah, we gotta see that.
I'm seeing it
And we
right
also
now.
need to see.
Ah!
We also need to see the how do you say it? Australis?
The aurora australis.
Yeah,
Australis?
yeah.
Or is it
Australis? I don't
australis?
know.
Hang on.
Probably
Aurora
Australis.
australis, yeah.
Sweet.
It looks the
We're
same.
so close. We're so close last year. Just a few more hours of travel and we would have been there.
We were so close a couple weeks ago, but the cloud cover fucked
True.
us. Ah!
Well, yes, one of the nights
We were bad.
you can blame the clouds, but yes. What is that guy on your screen?
He is Field Agent Auerbach. He works for
I like the
Anti's
orange,
Choice. Wow.
the patterns.
That you're gonna be your next
Good
cosplay?
style. Ooh, how? I just need to get painted like those. Was it Warhammers?
Yeah. Warhammer 40K. That
I need to
is
get modded out.
So that's like a lore that I really haven't like dove into very much. So maybe that could be one that you and I could like get into together.
Sure. Yeah, Gringo's trying to get into that
Oh well, then all
stuff.
of us could.
Yeah, I am interested. It's
Yeah.
a pricey hobby.
Well, yeah,
I'm
but
interested.
like learning all the lore and stuff is as cheap as
Ooh.
watching videos on YouTube. So
Okay, I'm down. Yeah, we could.
and
And
there's
then
books
I could
too. There's
teach
like
him about it.
a whole bunch of books. So many books. I read really great books. Okay, all of the books.
All the books I've ever read have been so good.
So good. I only read good books. I don't read any bad books. If I read it, it's a good book.
It's a good book. Confidence will get you far. President of the United States, in fact.
I'm dressing for the job that I want. That's why I dressed like Zoran Mom Daddy. Oh no, my voice
And
cracked.
you want to be. And you want to be a superhero. So I see. Marvel
I want to be a superhero.
or a villain.
Well, I dressed
Or
as a
a
Sith for Halloween, so.
This checks out.
Yeah. All y'all got to see my chest hair.
It's also on your socials, or
It is on my socials.
cool.
Yup.
For anyone who missed it.
Go see my hairy Juness.
Oh, what?
Juness. Ness. Not NIS. You perv.
Wow. Dying. Rex.
Oh my goodness.
Good grief.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Ooh, let's see your stock, lady. What you got for me? This woman that I'm buying stuff from her. Oh, I need more
Yeah, I
trauma
figured.
kits.
I need to go look again. Yeah. Let me see. Needs more trauma kit.
I need more trauma kits.
I'm
I need more
traumatized.
trauma kits. So that if I die, I can be revived.
Traumakis.
Traumakits. I need more Traumakits. Let's see. Aceta. How do you say that? Acetaminophen? Acetaminophen? Is that good?
Acetamins. Acetaminphins. Acetaminphins.
There you go. That's what. If he were asking me, I would have been like, no, sir, that's not acetaminophen.
It's acetaminophen, okay?
Acetaminophen. Okay, sorry.
Ake to me non-fiend.
Oh no, this is gonna be a new thing we do now.
Word
With
breakdowns.
hard to pronounce words.
In the worst ways we could think of. Yeah.
The worst.
It must happen.
It must.
It's our destiny.
This is our destiny.
It must test.
Stephen Bonnell II. That's Destiny's name.
Bonnell.
Mr. Bonelli. This was so that in the debate with Norm Finkelstein that he had. Remember Norm Finkelstein? I told you about him. He's the
Yeah.
Normgasm emote, right?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
that's one.
Well,
The slow.
like he talks like this to everybody, and
Every word is precious.
he
Yeah.
speaks so slowly that nobody can understand what he's trying to say. And so Destiny had a debate with him. Him and Muan Rabani were on one side, and then Destiny and Benny Morris were on the other side. And they were debating each other, and through the entire thing, Norm Finkelstein keeps like mispronouncing Destiny's last name.
Oh.
So his name is Stephen Bonnell, and he keeps going, Mr. Burrell, Mr. Burrell.
Oh no.
Mr. Bonelli. It's so funny. And that's become like a meme in Destiny's chat now. So every once in a while we'll be like, Mr. Bonarelli.
Oh dear.
And we'll do like Norm faces every time. Hey, Mr. Glizelli. As Daniel says. What up, Daniel? What is up, Daniel?
Good timing. Damn, Daniel.
Mr. Daniele.
Hey.
I believe it should be Mr. Gupelli, please, and thank you.
You're on it.
Oh, Gluckin the Finkel.
The party just walked in.
Glucking the
You are the party every time.
Stein. Ooh, you are just loving that Infinity Cube, aren't you? You got a huge new fidget toy, and I love it for you.
Yeah. Well, it is Gringo, so I must share.
Oh.
But I do love it for me too. Thank you.
You should get one of your own. I'm sure that's
We actually
super
have
cheap.
some. We're gonna be picking some up tomorrow, actually, from family's house. Yeah, that they bought for us.
Is Janelle? Is she gonna be giving you like one of the one of those like thingies? That
Oh
had?
yeah, the lady at the farmers market.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of different colors, shapes. I will send photos. I could put it in this chat too, so people can see what I'm talking about.
Daniel, Infinity Cubes are like those cubes that you fold over and you can just keep folding them over. It's a fidget toy.
Yeah, so much fun.
It's for
Very addicting.
fidgeting.
Yeah.
My mom used to have one of those in her office, like when I would go there when I was like a kid, and I would just sit there when I was supposed to be
Ooh.
there for the day and just like fidget cube for like hours because I didn't have anything else to do. Because it was
That's awesome.
the early 2000s and we didn't have smartphones. So we
I
had
don't
to
remember
just sit
fidget
there.
toys then.
And
Yeah.
hers had like old like Roman art on it and stuff, and it was cool.
Oh, that's super cool. Never
Very
seen that. Back then, I didn't
sophisticated.
know. I didn't even know what that meant back then. Like, I don't think I'd ever heard that term till like,
Let's see.
I don't know, 5 years ago.
Let's see. You are what? 3 years? Almost 3 years? No, you're
In the
you're 2 years younger than me because your birthday's only like what 10, 11 days after mine.
I'm on the spectrum of birthdays, yes.
You're right. Yeah. So you are just 2 years younger than me, I think. So
On the spectrum.
on the spectrum of birthdays. So like your experience growing up wasn't drastically different from mine. Like,
Yeah, but I don't know. Perhaps culturally,
well,
um,
yeah,
I don't know.
fair,
Small community, you know.
fair, very fair.
But
Yeah.
yeah. Kind of related. I really liked one of my past jobs. It was custodian for a university, so I got to see all the cool items and toys, literal sometimes toys, of that kind of variety on professors' desks.
That's cool.
Yeah, all
Rotting
kinds of toys there.
apples, probably.
No, they had candy jars, so that may
Oh.
have happened sometimes. But
Snuck. You stole candy from a university professor?
no, it was in
Oh
the
my
candy
god!
jar.
Oh my god!
No,
Aurora!
no. It was on the giving side of the desk, not like their private little nook. For meetings and stuff.
I'm
Yeah.
just messing with you. Skill.
There's no truth to that whatsoever.
Uh-oh. Well, now it sounds like you're denying.
None at all.
Methinks the lady doth protest too much.
0. Okay then. Are you clothed? Perfect.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, it's not
Very
on stream,
important.
so it's fine.
Yeah, that's fair. So it's fine if it's not on the stream.
Yeah.
Cool. Just so you know, gringo.
Well, I don't give a shit.
Essentially. Doesn't give a shit, so. Careful, Jordan. Careful.
Why?
Okay.
Jordan is sitting at the desk because he
Goes,
has no
why?
pants.
Oh. Yeah, you
Calm-
never know.
Calm down, Aurora.
Why don't you calm down?
No!
Who that? That you? Where's your face?
Ethan,
Oh,
Have the babies been fed?
they have been fed.
So kind.
Stream?
Yeah. Say hello.
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 I'm sitting at the desk because he has no pants. Called out. Damn.
Isn't Daniel a party? Every time.
In my pants that apparently I'm not wearing.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we've worked remote jobs. Like, we get it.
At this point, no one can confirm nor deny the
Exactly.
presence of your pants.
I mean, I could just stand up.
Oh,
But at this
you
point-
could. But should you?
Yeah, like, I think it'd be fine.
Stand up. Oh, what are you
Considering
doing?
I'm wearing pants. Wait, Dean?
Muffin,
why
don't
is
be
Dean
puking.
shocked at my
Sad.
pants?
Put it down.
I mean, I will stand. I'll stand up. I'll do it.
The grand
Is that a
reveal.
Now I feel like I shouldn't, just to keep the mystery intact.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's what I recommend as well. Wise.
Question is there pain?
Is there pants? The RB pants.
I'm not giving this cube back.
Oh
Mine now.
no, I need that thing at work. I would.
Well, you can have it there, but right now
Okay. Oh yeah. Have fun.
I get one tomorrow, so it's okay.
Did you buy one? Oh, you got the. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see one tomorrow from an artisan fair. Very cool.
Artisan
Oh, yeah, I'm
fair.
excited.
Yeah, I'm
There
thinking
are
of
many
getting you one.
artisans there.
There are many artisans. Only artists.
Oh, crabble meat.
Oh,
What are your vegan sensibilities offended right now?
did you say crabble meat?
Crabble, yeah, it's these guys.
Oh. Okay, there is a lag, but I'm sure I'll see it soon.
This game has the aesthetic of Borderlands and Fallout.
Yeah, that tracks. It's the same guys who made New Vegas.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Obsidian.
That actually makes it sound way more appealing.
It's quite
I love
good.
that game.
It's quite good.
Yeah.
It's
Quite
fun.
good, yeah.
It's a fun game. Yeah, very fun.
Meh.
Yeah, so I highly recommend.
She meowed.
If you play, you have good time.
Yeah, it's a very good time. Yeah, it's very fun. Very enjoyable. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So much enjoyment. Okay, so I need to do something
Here's the
about
earth.
this place. Huh?
Here's the earth.
The earth?
The earth.
Nice.
Durf.
Durf. Okay, so I'm going to have to clear
Tisk
this
tisk.
Die!
Durf.
No! Okay, so did not do that strategically in any way. Okay. We're gonna try that again. And do it more smartly.
Correctedly.
More correctedly. So much smartlier. Let's see. Ooh, there's a way in through the side. Oh, it's broken.
Going to go ice fishing.
Yeah.
Jordan, we're going to go ice fishing.
Did you just call him Jordan?
No, but like Jordan, comma, we're going to go
Oh,
ice fishing.
because you were looking. You were looking at. Chris.
I know. Yeah, I was like, hello.
You guys are going to go ice fishing?
Yes,
Yes.
at an unspecified time in the future.
In
Oh,
life.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was like, how are you gonna pull that off in LA?
we're at some point we're gonna go to Alaska, I guess. I want them
Yeah.
to be brave and add ground vehicles to their next game. I could see you said this last time, Daniel, but yes, I agree.
I mean, we'll all have to go to Alaska, but yeah. New state, so
Ja.
it's only fair.
True. Honestly, though, ice fishing sounds kind of depressing.
But what about those cozy little houses?
You can stay in the lodge.
Yeah.
You're stuck in a little hut on the ice,
That sounds
like
so
hoping
cozy.
for food. But you could be in like a hot tub under like the stars in the snow. you
Why
know?
not both?
In an ice hut.
Why not both?
I'm
Oh.
open-minded.
We have people in both states,
Why
Daniel, so
not?
that could work out.
Why not ice fish from a hot tub?
I can get Josh to take us ice fishing.
Okay. I want them to be brave and add ground vehicles to their next game. Yeah.
You okay there, little guy?
Are you talking to yourself?
Not anymore. You're fucking dead now, bruh. Sorry. I was talking to this little mouse rat thing. It's called a sprat.
Oh. Poor
He's-
baby. No wonder you said sorry.
He's not real. He's a computer generated sprat.
They're all real.
Hmm.
To me.
It's gonna be tough to play certain games.
Ooh.
My grandpa used to do ice
But
fishing all the time
Daniel,
in Wisconsin. That's cool.
did you ever ice fish?
Did you ever ice fish?
Personally.
Oh, I can see the mines from here. Oh, so that's very useful. Okay, I did not know that would trigger these guys. Okay, so that's a problem. Okay, so that's a big problem. Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh, we are in serious
That's
trouble.
too bad. Damn, Daniel.
Damn, Daniel. Get out of the way, Val.
It's a trap!
Ah! Okay, okay,
Gotta-
okay.
Show this fidget content. Fidget content.
Well, you're off screen, so they can't actually see you.
Well, I know. I know who can see. Thank you. It's kind to check, yes.
Yeah. I mean, if you want me to put you on screen, I can put you on screen.
Yeah.
Show off your fidget.
No, thank you.
Okay, no worries.
No.
Okay.
Mood.
We're healthy. We're healthy now.
Yellow.
Cello.
Somebody is healthy.
Cello.
Yellow. Ooh. Wow. It's been a day.
Yes.
A good day. Hopefully good for everybody else too.
It's been a good day.
Archery.
indeed. Shooting arrows and shit.
Archery. I love archery. I can get bullseyes on the other
Like
targets.
fancy Olympic looking ones. Ooh. You use the bathroom. Do you pee in the hole? Yes, you pee in the hole. You gotta pee in the hole, right? That's half the fun.
On your fishes in the fishing area though?
Yeah, it'll dissipate. Okay.
I don't know. You're altering the local pH, yeah?
Yeah. What was that chirp from Shorzy that he said? He was like, "Your mom squirted so hard it killed my Siamese fighting fish. It threw off the pH in their aquarium." Fuck you, Riley.
That's good. Literally piss off the other fish.
Yeah.
Or piss on the other fish. Piss on the fish.
Literally. Oh yeah. Good at getting bullseyes on other targets. Ooh, science for characters skills. Oh, I only need one for that. Nice. Examine. Successfully repaired. Oh, now you got me doing it.
It's vocal stimming
Yep.
stream.
I'm gonna start making. Oh, you fucking scared the shit out of me, Niles. Jesus.
You're talking Frasier?
No,
Hope so.
my companion who's
Dang
here
it.
with me right now. His name is Niles, and he just walked out of this building that I hadn't been inside yet, and I almost shot him. Because I thought he was a bad guy for half
Shot
a
him.
second. Almost shot him. I were to shoot
Almost
apples
shot-
off people's heads, like William Tell. William Tell, you didn't tell me very much. Journal. The resistor
Journal.
sister. Frasier didn't make it in this game, true. He got left behind. He was tossing salad and scrambling eggs.
Eh. Ooh,
Oh!
I'll restart that show.
So good. So good. What?
Like if Frasier was actually
You're muted. I'm hearing you through Aurora's mic, FYI.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize we muted. I was just saying that Frasier would absolutely die if he was actually in this world.
I do think Niles would find a way to tough it out, though. Niles is like...
Niles has a better chance than Frasier.
Yeah, I think Niles is surprisingly resilient. He gives off those
Yeah, I could see that.
surprising resiliency vibes, yeah.
It'd be funny to watch Frasier die, though.
Be like, oh my, you wound me.
Yeah. The most dramatic death ever.
Right? And now, I die. Niles will be
That
able to grovel
episode-
and make deals, yep. Which episode?
That episode where Patrick Stewart is like romancing Frasier, and Frasier's just romanced by the money, but he's not gay. You remember that one? It was one of the greatest episodes of all of television.
Yes. That whole show is filled with so many gems. And like all of that show, like every single problem in that show, every single one could like have been solved by people just saying like one sentence to each other. It would have solved every conflict in that show.
Or
What's
just
in
like
the box?
him being okay with like his status in society,
Yeah.
and not feeling like it needs to be the best.
Yeah. Oh boy, they're a goofy a goofy bunch. They're an odd couple. Okay. What's in the other pots? Oh. That's scary. I'll do the job, but I want has pay. And I love Kelsey Grammer showing up in Star Trek TNG. True. He's in a
I'm
lot
excited
of
to
other
get to
stuff.
that part.
Yeah, he's in a lot of stuff sort of low key. He'll show up.
Yeah,
in
he's the
things.
voice of Bob
Yeah, Sideshow Bob.
in Simpsons.
No, not Sideshow Bob. Is it Sideshow Bob? I think it is. Yeah, it is Sideshow Bob.
Yeah, the murderer with the big feet.
Yeah. Made a non-speaking cameo in Lower Decks. That's funny! It's funny that it's non-speaking because it's a cartoon.
I don't know what game to play right now.
Have you watched any of the new episodes of Frasier?
No, we have not.
We need to.
Jonito
Let's
Luis.
rectify the situation.
Rectify. Rectumfy.
No.
Sorry, I just have my head up my ass. Hey!
Expecto Patronum. Patron! Oh, speaking of,
Oh,
y'all got that Johnny Depp juice?
the Johnny Depp juice.
But why is the rum gone? But why?
I
You
could
guys do.
make that happen.
But why is the rum gone?
You guys do.
Oh wait.
Oh.
What happened?
Don't
What
mind
happened?
me.
Oh, I got this cue. I don't mind. Not one bit.
No, if you watch, I just opened the door and there were 3 dudes in there. And I was like, oh, sorry. I'll leave you to whatever you're doing. Ooh, that was fun. Hitting the Benjamin. The Benjamin Franklin. It's not bad, but I miss Niles and Daphne's characters. That's true. I know. It's just, it is not exactly the same without them. Like, the chemistry between Niles and Frasier is so good. Oh, it sucks that they didn't come back. Oh. They're both gone.
Sorry, I was dying.
That's
I'm back
okay.
now.
Well, see, if you turn it off when you're dying, then I can't help you and stop you from dying.
There was nothing you could do for that. It was my own doing.
Ow! Don't say that.
Hey, Dad. Aw.
Hi, Dying. Hi, Dying. I'm Dad. Aw. The best response to that, the best response to that I think you ever gave was, "You came back." That was so funny.
You're not my real dad.
I love saying that, and people will be like, they tell me, I'll be like, "Don't tell me what to do. You're not my dad."
Yeah.
Well, actually, what I'll
But
do
Daniel
is
is.
I'll say the opposite gender of whatever they identify as. So, like, if you,
Oh.
yeah, so like if you told me to do something, I'd be
Triggered.
like, "You're not my dad." If
Just-
Gringo told me to do something,
just-
I'd be like, "You're not my mom."
Like, yeah, you're right. I'm not.
They'll be like, "So don't tell me what to do."
I'd be like, yes, I am.
I know you
And
would. I
do your
know
work.
you would. You'd be like, "I'm your dad and your mom."
Yeah. You need nothing else.
Ooh, spicy! It's a spicy meatball. They calculated back pay. That's funny.
Alright. That is acceptable.
What?
Grassy ass. The ratio of the Johnny Depp juice.
Oh.
Or it was a Jack Sparrow juice. Whoops.
Whatever amount suits you up.
Oh.
Kraken stuff is really good. We got it. Remember where we almost got that,
Yeah.
Jordan?
We almost got that. I was like, "Should we get that?" And you were like, "Nah, just get the
Did you hear that?
Captain Morgan."
Yeah, I just heard a thump. I got it.
What was that?
I really hope that's not the earthquake. Earthquake on camera. Woohoo.
The earthquake.
Ride the wave.
Durfquake.
Earthquake.
Oh my God! It's a Durfquake.
Somebody go ahead and take that username.
Durfquake.
Yeah.
Welcome
No,
to
I think-
Earth.
Wait. Hope the
Welcome to
neighbor's
the
okay.
Earths.
All up in the earth. In the derf.
Where we go? Now that's what I call a close encounter.
Hit. That's a thigh slapper.
At your knee slap.
Thigh. It's more
Okay.
personal.
Okay. Oh, look at these. They're like deerts. They're like deerts. Little deerts. Let's see what they got. You got any meat? No. Sorry for
A
killing
deer?
you.
Monster.
They're not real.
You could do something else with your time.
Yeah. I mean, I just took a break from killing people for a second.
Well, you could go back to that.
I will. Don't worry. There'll be plenty of that.
Leave the dirts alone or whatever you call them.
I think Ricky from Trailer Park
Welcome
Boys
to Earth.
calls deer deerts.
Oh.
He's like, it's fucking deerts, Julian.
Like the wee bairns. That's
Fucking Rakins.
Earth. The final
You dead,
Earth
boy.
tier.
You dead now.
No.
Stop shooting me.
I hope they eat you.
What? The people?
Those things. The creatures.
They won't.
You could just run from them.
They seem to be quite herbivorous. They ran away from me.
What am I saying?
Wait, what did you say?
Hard to read that. I gotta change my font color. Because I want Daniel to really stand out. But, like, the opposite could be... do... something like that. Ugh.
What's going on over here? Ooh, that's a guy's leg. Hi, opposite. I'm Mom.
Wow. That's really funny that you mentioned that. Let's see. Gonna message you.
Mom?
Yeah, son.
I don't know you. Go away. Well, don't be mean. I saved your butt, dude. What do you mean? Stop saying that!
Love, what are you doing?
Words. Okay.
I believe in you. You got this.
So, politics. Are there enough people on here for your liking now?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's kind of a... We might just not do it because there's not a lot of people in right now. The usual
I mean, I'm
talkers.
happy.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, it's like the night before Thanksgiving. People are probably, like, traveling, being with family and stuff like that.
Yeah, some people. Oh,
You call
Oh,
that
did
an
you-
excuse, neighboroonie cosmic?
Did you decide against sending me that message?
no. Busy. Ugh, this is cringy. Okay.
Oh boy. What is it?
Zen.
Okay. I will look in a moment.
Is it Zazen? My old coworker would say.
Mm-hmm.
That is poison.
What?
It is indeed poison.
The Johnny Jet.
Johnny Jet.
The Jack.
Woo! Right in the brain.
I need to get out of here. Okay. Brain is shutting down. We'll have a quick panic attack. Be right back. Just a small one.
Is she okay?
Yeah, she's okay.
Hmm.
Man, I think I've reached the limits of my computer system right now.
Oh, really?
I've got your stream, and then the Discord, and then Need for Speed, and
Okay. All I'm saying is, oh fuck. Oh no. What is happening to me right now? Why? Why is this happening to me right now? Nope.
Aurora wants to know if you're dying.
I am.
He
died.
is. He died.
You guys left.
I'm right here. Oh, the camera. Yeah, mine. Because my game was glitching out from having too many video things going at once.
Unfortunate. And, is Aurora okay? Like, actually?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You mean by
What do you mean by okay?
What?
What do you mean by okay? I don't know. I'm a little man.
I don't. I didn't put too much thought into it, if I'm honest. Yeah.
Wow. That's your problem.
No, it's just because you left and you were like, I'm gonna have a panic attack.
Just a mild.
And now you're muted, and you told me thing was going on. I just want to make sure you're okay.
I'm back. But I might be muted.
No, you're not muted. Sorry.
No,
I
you're
was
on.
just
Oh,
responding to you.
cool.
I was just responding to you. Okay, I need to think about how I'm gonna fight this guy. Very carefully. What is my plan?
I'm gonna come.
Nice. Nice. Just don't do it on my computer.
Oh, I get it.
That took me a second.
Listen, it's an expensive computer, okay?
Wouldn't dream of it.
Is the keyboard expensive though?
Wow.
No, the keyboard I could replace for pretty cheap. I'm
Okay,
gonna
then we're
fight.
good.
Love looking at these faceless windows here while I'm talking.
Hey, there are some beautiful dolphins in that faceless window. Thank you very much.
Let's see. Inventory.
Well, why don't you get 2 cameras and then have your stream and the Discord video?
I mean, I could. It's expensive. The answer's why the keys are sticking. Oh, wow. Wow.
No words.
Okay, we're gonna save here.
Where are the other people's faces in chat?
Those are chat. They're not in Discord.
But they could be. They could graduate.
That's up to them.
Do they know how?
Yeah, they do.
Daniel knows how.
There's other people watching though.
Well,
Yeah, but
it's
they're
the only one we
lurking.
know of.
They could do better. But if they're shy, you know, gotta respect that.
Jesus
Here, I'll react for you
Christ.
guys.
I'm gonna die.
I'm gonna die.
Uh, okay. Oh my god, I killed the big one. Okay, okay. We are very close to death right now. Okay, okay, okay. No! Oh! I was so close.
Gotcha, bitch.
That really sucked.
Oh.
Did you lose a lot of stuff? How's it work?
No, it's just I was like literally like 2 or 3 shots away from ending the battle and winning.
Dang.
So
Sure, the soundboard did not help.
I'll be okay. Okay, here we go. I'm trying again.
You said die. Sad face. Can't do that. I can't.
I really just want to do this one.
Alright.
I apologize. Thank you, that is all. satisfied the itch in the ear. The brain itch.
So what are the consequences for dying, Jordan?
I will tell you
In this
about
game.
that in a second.
Okay.
Fuck off! Oh! I got it. You reload from your last save.
Oh, okay. So it's all about how long it's been.
Yeah. Yep. Oof. That was really tough. Oh my god. I made it through.
Gotta use the soundboard.
Go for it.
You could.
Me?
Yeah. That was a gotcha, bitch.
Oh,
Just
Okay.
saying.
very good. Sorry, that was just stressful. But I made it through. We good now.
Let's see. What's this one?
Amazing.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah. It's Jesse Lee Peterson.
Oh.
Huh?
This one?
Beta.
That's also Jesse Lee Peterson. That's the same guy.
Yep. Associated.
Yep. It's kind of a dumbass.
Look at him.
Not kind of a dumbass. he's a
Probably.
massive dumbass. For every death it counts towards half a chicken dance. You fucking wish, bro.
Oh. Yes, please.
That is not
Bump
how
up
that
the night.
works. If you
So-
chicken dance me right now, I'm gonna throw a fucking tantrum.
So I do have enough points. I could, well, like, for half of it, though. So, like what Daniel said.
Oh, okay.
Because you died once.
Yeah.
So,
No, that's Daniel is not in charge of my stream.
but I know, but it's a good suggestion.
Don't think so. No. I
No,
die
but I could-
plenty. It's not gonna work.
I
well
could
for
do the
me.
Mika points twice. And then bam.
Wait, what?
Then I would have half
Lord,
of it.
Auntie Claire.
Oh my gosh.
How do I get in there?
That's what he said.
There's not like an easy way to get in here. How do I talk to her?
Who can do ugly laughing? Probably me, but I'm not going to.
Who said that? Wait, who talked about ugly laughing? Huh? What? Okay.
I can't do this. It was Aurora. She didn't want me to say.
What?
I forgot what it was, but oh yeah, she was the one talking about ugly laughing.
Okay.
It happened so long ago that I've moved on. But good job.
Okay.
I don't understand what's happening right now. No, I thought you were responding to somebody. That's why I asked that.
Nothing bad can happen. It can only good happen.
Yeah.
It can only good happen.
It can only good happen. Alright, how am I supposed to get this fucking tool that I need?
This game has fucking tools?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, lots of them.
I feel like that was a very Daniel joke.
Yeah, anything that's remote, that has like remotely any sort of pun is automatically classified as a Daniel joke. Oh,
That-
look who's
yeah.
there!
Your favorite calm Zen person.
So calm. So zen.
Only calm. Hi, come here. Hug. Come here. Up. Come
Oh, look who's also there!
here. Yippee.
I'll give it another shot. We'll see.
You're gonna make me cry. You're so cute.
I know.
It's Muffin, but you're cute too.
Wow, I was expecting a laugh because it was a joke, not a pity sentence.
Awkward. How dare you assume it was that?
Going this way.
Do it. Little friend.
Okay. Toss this over there.
How does that even,
Huh?
Daniel?
What?
Daniel.
What do you say?
He said kinky back to the fucking tools.
Yeah. That is kinky.
I can't do enough points yet. Yeah, stay on here a couple more hours. That'll be great.
I really don't want to drink a nail right now.
One of us will, I promise you. But you obviously wouldn't have to do it. Should probably delete it out of there if you don't want to do it.
Yeah, I would. Well, that's not like fair though. So if I like do that, people get pissed off.
You could pick something else that you would do. Okay,
That's okay.
it's gonna happen.
Okay.
I'm sure of it. I might not do it, but I'm sure.
Ow. Oh, fuck!
You look good in that light. I'm gonna try white light. Ooh, that's so bright, I could die. Yeah, don't stare into it. Don't look at the light.
Oh, I just realized I had my mic muted for all that.
Oh, yeah, if you were saying
I didn't
things,
notice.
did not hear you, unfortunately.
I was just saying that like ring lights, they're so bright, and when you're looking at them, it's like that seems too bright. But when you see it on the camera, it's like
It's not as
okay, I
bright,
needed
yeah.
that. Yeah.
For 10k points, you stream wearing the colors of Brazil's team. No, I can't do that because then I'd actually have to kill myself afterwards.
Oh,
Wow.
commit seppuku because I brought shame upon Argentina. Ooh. What object? Yes, I'm very toxic. So toxic.
Jordan, can I give you just like a little paragraph to do in your Donald Trump voice?
Of course.
Ooh.
I wanted to hear this for a while. I'm gonna use what you just were doing for this.
Fuck! What are you booing?
The Brazil comments
Ah.
and the dying
Oh.
part.
I mean, I went serious. Oh, no, 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 no!
Well, I got one thing to say to you. Let me find it though. Ugh. I think you know. But where is it? Oh, here it is.
How dare you?
I dare. Yo! These dudes are really frustrating. Oh, he exploded. Yo! Fuck off!
Better watch your microaggressions, bro.
People say I'm the most toxic. No one does toxic better than me. I was with Britney Spears. Good friend of mine, by the way. She said I thought I did toxic right, but Donald J. Trump, you are the most toxic. I said, I don't know, Britney. Maybe you're right. So toxic.
Thank you so much. That was great.
Indeed. It was fun.
He's
It was fun
listening to
hear.
you now.
Huh? You didn't hear me just now?
No, Trump is listening to you now.
Oh. From far away.
He's tagged you. You're being investigated.
Nice.
Well, I wouldn't say that,
Come
but
at me, Cash. Come at me, Cash Patel. Oh, what's going on over here? Oh, is this like another way? Huh, interesting. Let's go back this way. Cash is busy. What up, Barcode? Cash is busy with his manhunt for a suspect they already have in custody. Sounds about right. Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. Oof.
here we go.
What's up?
Barcode.
Ooh, we have some politics in the chat.
Yeah.
Hello, Barcode.
Making jokes about
I
Cash
smelt
Patel.
it.
This is true. This is something Cash Patel would do.
Well, that's what he's doing right now. He is currently doing that.
I was thinking that too, Daniel.
That would be Cash Patel.
Trump supplied the famine.
Fuck. Oh, I misjudged that. What the fuck? Yo! Fuck off, dude. Is turkey good? I think so.
No.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, Aurora definitely wouldn't like it. Okay, so.
I've been chased by one or two, so
Oh.
yeah, I'm good.
Oh no.
And they kind of taste foul, yes.
Tastes
Thank you,
foul.
Daniel. Thank you, Daniel. That was a good one. But if you're into that foul, then it's probably good. Yeah, one of those. You love to hate us.
She's
I
not.
honestly think turkey is just terrible as a food.
I like dark meat, not really white meat. I mean, the white meat is kind of dry usually, but if it's done right,
It's
it's
all
not.
dry.
Facts.
But yeah,
Drink water.
she's not like one of those holier than thou vegans.
Oh,
Actually,
no.
quite respectful of other people's choices.
Yeah. In case you cared. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Daniel.
He likes dark meat only. Well, you know what they say.
Yeah, you didn't go back. This is you to the... Wait, that's the wrong order. There you go.
Oh, wow. That's really cool. Huh?
Hello?
What is that? What did you say?
It's just emojis.
Oh, you said this is you
Well, yeah,
eating
you're eating.
nuggets.
No, the dark meat.
Ah, gotcha.
Wait. Is this a dark thing? Okay.
Fuck.
This is good.
Oh, fucked up. Damn it.
Yeah, you might be smart, but let's see. This is me.
Excessively volatile weapon capable of catastrophic damage detected. Unit
Take care, Dad.
immediate acquisition.
This is your
See you
mother
later.
speaking.
Thank you for leaving it on. I appreciate that.
So we're gonna talk
Obama.
care?
Uh, perhaps. I mean, I think it's only like Barcode here who wants to talk politics.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious what there is to be said about it.
What do you mean?
I'm not up to date on news at all.
Well, oh, Cosmic's here too. Yeah, he doesn't care for my gaming
Politics?
content.
Oh,
Um,
what are you doing? Yes.
yeah, right now we're waiting to see if Trump is going to propose to extend the ACA subsidies for a couple years, but he's getting pushback from Republican Congress. That's kind of where we were last at when we talked about it a couple days ago, and I don't think it's changed much from there.
Right.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
Oh. Okay. Going to take a super, super short food break. You don't want to hear this.
Okay, have fun.
Eating a whole flock. Thank you. You too. I'll be here.
Okay.
Protectorate forces have been reduced to a nuclear slurry.
Come on. Let me get the safe combination. What the fuck?
Commander, this substance may be crafted into ammunition, with only a low to moderate risk of disintegrating your hands. A rift device may also allow you to find similar materials.
Do it instead of that one because I never used that one. How do I do this? I can't just walk in, can I? Nope, I'm dead. Died. What's going on in the world? Yours of the whole thing? What do you mean? Okay, so that did not work. Let's die and reload. What you mean, Aurora? It's the 411? I don't know. Just gaming? Chilling?
Give the word and I'll take care of him, Commander.
Into Earths? Oh, fuck! Oh, God. Sounds like him. The retarded party. Why don't I have the combination for
Burglary
this?
facility complete. Please enjoy your experimental oversized murder cannon.
Should be ashamed of themselves. All of the above work. Me too. Try to explain to Mega how bad it is that he's taking over the party, but they don't seem aggressive. No, because they worship him.
What in the where?
5, 7. Okay, I can do that. Nice. For a fucking helmet. Rude. Where am I supposed to get this fucking rift manipulator thing?
That machine is awful. The one
Oh,
with the spikes.
fucking shit! You scared the crap out of me.
Sorry.
You're fine. Which machine?
But when you put your hand in and crank the lever.
Oh,
like some
the
Doom
auto
shit.
dock. Yeah, that actually heals you.
That's funny. It looks
Yeah.
awful.
That looks like it hurts a lot, but it heals you. So no
Like
pain,
the
no
glory
gain.
hole from hell.
Ooh. Yeah, don't put your dick in there.
I mean, maybe that gives you double health.
No, I feel like it's just gonna poke a bunch of holes in your dick.
Well, apparently when you do that to your hand, it's straight.
Different kinds of tissue? I don't know.
I'm not. I'm not a dick healing expert.
Why don't I find out? That's gonna be a hard no.
Yeah, there's got to be a button for put your dick in it.
I don't think so. I don't think they.
Check the controls.
I don't think I need to check the controls for that one. Press X.
Oh, Cosmic knows. Cosmic
There.
knows how to put his dick in things.
I pressed X. Nothing happened.
Cancel.
Nice. Thanks. Also, your repair person is dead.
But at least his sacrifice did help improve the operations in a millisecond.
Am I being too loud?
No.
Not too loud. Is it really? Yeah, politics is just not attracting a lot right now. Everyone's black-pilled. At least on the left. Oops. On the right, it must be, or like the far left, it probably is. Not like sensible politics.
Is black pill like? Sorry, is black pill like a depressing form of apathy?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yep. Doomer pilled. Yep. Shit. There are days I feel that way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Things feel a little less awful, but the first like 4 months of this year were just terrifying.
Yeah.
It was hard not to be a doomer.
Yeah. Well, see, I was actually probably more optimistic then, weirdly, than I am right now. I don't know why. Resolution.
I think I've just adjusted and like accepted the reality. Versus then I was just horrified.
Yeah, we'll see. I have to see how the midterms go. Turning point. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. That is depressing.
Wow, those numbers are horrifying. Piers Morgan, Turning Point, Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens. What is this? The Daily Show, though.
This guy's a dumbass. Asman is 15th. Oof. I did not need to see this right now. Fucking hell. Rage baiting peers, true. Hassan had an interview on trigonometry. That sounds like dog shit. Let's watch it. Yes. I'm rage baiting myself right now, but fuck it.
Sam Piker, welcome to Trigonometry.
Because, like, we can't just watch people we like and respect all the time, Cosmic. We have to watch idiots who we don't like. We can't just always listen to the people we like and agree with or respect.
Nice to be here, guys.
Like, Hassan is a huge figure.
Why the big sigh?
Italy's Mussolini and Adolf Hitler's Nazi Germany were ruthless fascist forms of governance. My fear is that that is where capitalism inevitably leads. There's too much instability. There's too much
Okay. What about him?
chaos. We need to restore order.
Is there a country that's done socialism the way that you like?
I would say China is probably the closest, I would say, to an example that we should follow.
Like communism in America?
I think that communism would be most likely an international thing. It'd be like the Star Trek universe.
You think the Reform Party is
I think Reform
fascist?
Party, as it stands currently, is a nascent fascist parliamentary group that hasn't.
The fact that he says the Star Trek universe without realizing why the Star Trek universe is able to be that way shows exactly why Hassan is a fucking idiot.
Reached his full potential yet.
Relax, relax. This isn't an ad. If you're not a fan of ads but love trigonometry, join the thousands of trigonometry members who get extended interviews, no ads, early access, and the ability to submit questions for upcoming guests. Sign up now at triggerpod.co.uk or click the link in the description of this episode.
Sam Piker, welcome to Trigonometry.
Nice to be here, guys.
Why the big sigh?
We'll see. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah.
I'm getting cooked right now.
Yeah.
For those of you at home watching, and this has got to be extra weird for you guys because you're British, and this is what the sun looks like normally.
Yeah, no, it's nice to know.
Yeah.
We are enjoying it. I'm sorry about the sun. This is not deliberate. We're not trying to cook you, literally. But welcome to the show. Tell us a little bit about you. Like,
We'll see
you
how
obviously
much
got
of
a
it we
massive
can get through.
Twitch channel. You're very successful streaming. Twitch is a gaming platform, but you talk on there, and that's what people follow you for. How did you get there? What's been your journey through life?
I started my professional media career, I guess, as a nepotism recipient at my uncle's 26-person YouTube startup media
Hey, look at him fucking admitting it.
network. I feel like calling it a media network is interesting because, like, at that point, it was smaller than like a mid-tier podcast, you know. But I started there because I just wanted to not live in New Jersey. I wanted to live in LA, and that's where the Young Turks headquarters were. And I, much like virtually all of my peers, came out of college with double major,
Probably.
great
What's up,
marks,
front burner?
and no job prospects whatsoever. So I was like, all right, I'll just start off my journey here, and it'll allow me to be in LA where I want to be, right? And slowly but surely, I worked my way through the ranks there, offering a lot of free work, just as a fill-in producer or fill-in guest host whenever someone didn't show up, they were sick or something. While I was actually doing the advertisement stuff on the back end, I was basically the singular advertisement operations person. Not only was I creating client lists, but doing cold calls, trying to get DR campaigns going for the Young Turks and like fill the inventory of the Young Turks with some brand names that I think everyone is now familiar with, like Squarespace and things of that nature. That was a big client of mine initially, but I hated it, and I thought, I think I could do better if I were on an on-camera position. And so, but the problem was I was horrible on camera at first, and I just kept going through it. My girlfriend at the time was like a model trying to become an actress. She was like, one of us has to actually work, and she was like, you should keep doing the advertising stuff to make money so that I can be a model, an actress, whatever. And I was like, okay. And even a bunch of my friends were like, maybe you should stop doing this on-camera stuff. You're not very good at it. And I was like, no, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep doing it because eventually I'll get better at it. And I guess over the years, I did get somewhat better at it. But while I was at the Young Turks, I was doing all this stuff. I set up the show called The Breakdown. It was very successful because it aligned perfectly with the Facebook algorithm turning on the faucet for video content. Mm-hmm. This was when everyone was doing the pivot to video, BuzzFeed and all these other places. There's a company called Upworthy. I don't know if you guys recall. Way back in the day, they were getting like tens of millions of views a week, and my videos were getting like 30 million views a week. I was contesting Tommy Lauren's right-wing commentary at the time, and that was when I first made a name for myself, I guess, as a leftist political commentator. But I wanted something more. I wanted something that I could call my own. I wanted a sense of community for myself. I didn't want to be under the umbrella of the Young Turks as much as I was. So I thought to myself, I play video games already when I'm not working. Might as well go to this platform called Twitch. It was a video gaming platform at the time, even though there was some commentary happening there as well. And I decided I'm just going to strap on a PlayStation camera onto my PlayStation 4 at the time and start live broadcasting and while I play Fortnite. And I have a bunch of other friends who are journalists, activists, organizers, and whatnot that I play Fortnite with anyway. So we'll just talk about political issues while I do this. Now, there's a couple different reasons why I did that. Like I said, one, because I wanted to have something of my own, a media property of my own. The other reason was because I recognized that the gaming side of things, like the gaming culture side of that space, was heavily dominated by right-wing commentary, whereas gamers, were much more diverse in their opinion, myself included. And I wanted to present an alternative. I also wanted to go against the grain, because at the time, we're talking like 2016, 2017, at the peak of like woke SJW cartoonish depictions of what the left represented. And there was some validity to the arguments that were being presented. Obviously, it was like the most maximalist, most ridiculous depiction of the left. But some people would lean into that a little bit, where they were like, no, we are like this. We are joy killers. We are woke skulls. And I was like, I don't think you have to be that. I think you can have fun and also still have progressive values. And I wanted to basically show that to a audience that had maybe never really encountered that. And I wanted to be in an environment that I was comfortable in as a male who games. And that was a very male-focused gamer space, which was. And last but not least, I wanted to get better off the cuff, because up until that moment, I had always scripted my content. I was writing it, and then I would actually take the writing on my videos and turn it into a Huffington Post article. So I would just like reformat my scripts into an actual article, and that was fine. But I wasn't very good off the cuff. So I thought to myself, if I can play video game and talk about politics at the same time and be able to entertain people, maybe 30 at a time, maybe 300 at a time if I'm lucky, then I can get a lot better at public speaking and speaking off the cuff. And as you guys might have figured out by now, I never shut the fuck up. So I guess it worked.
And you mentioned progressive values and that being something that's important to you. What are progressive values, would you say?
I think progressive values, for me at least, are founded around empathy first and foremost, to try and uplift everyone's material conditions to the best of our ability, and focusing on protecting those who need protection, and simultaneously advancing a cause of the way I think about it, advancing the cause of unlocking the potential of every single person, no matter where they are. Because right now, there are probably billions of brilliant people that never actually get the opportunity to unlock their true potential because of where they're born. Like, they might be born in Sudan, in a village that is being overtaken by the RSF. They might be born in India to an impoverished neighborhood and are not going to have the access to education, and therefore be able to truly revolutionize whatever sector they might be interested in revolutionizing. And I think that's what I want to do.
And what do you think is the way to, because I think that's probably something the left and right actually agree on in my experience, you know, the center left, the center right, they're kind of moderate. But I suppose the disagreement probably is about what you think is the way by which that happens. So the right might say, well, the answer to that is capitalism, right? I imagine you don't agree. So how do you think those things get, those people who don't currently have opportunity both in this country, in other Western countries, but around the world, what's the mechanism by which they get those opportunities?
I think creating a robust base of support, like a minimum social safety net for all, is the way to do it. And there are many different ways of achieving that result. I don't think capitalism has been able to do that. What I mean by that is capitalism still revolves around the inherent contradiction of at its most reductive way to put it, someone's got to clean the toilet. And in an effort to make sure that there is always going to be people that are wage laborers, there is this dynamic where we can't advance humanity too much. This plays itself out on the international scale in unequal exchange, where if we were to allow a lot of the third world to develop to a certain degree, then things would be far too costly. We wouldn't get the cheap materials and the cheap natural resources that we need to extract so that we can have an iPhone for the reasonable price of $500, or I mean, even that's increasing now. I personally think that if we were to do that, by stopping our endless and needless and cruel militarism in the global south, and allow these places to develop, extend an open hand to them, that we would allow society to flourish in ways that we previously have not foreseen.
I guess your point about cleaning toilets is interesting, because something we've addressed a lot on this trip with guests right, left, center, etc., is the incredible wealth inequality and the speed at which the gap is, that's growing. There's a big problem. People on the right don't want to admit it, and it's true. But on the other hand, someone is always going to have to clean the toilets, right? Like, we have a pretty big safety net in the UK, and what that's mainly done is trapped a lot of people in a place where they don't have to work, and they therefore don't. And also, you talk about, importing people from other countries to work for less. Kind of the consequence of that is it suppresses wages for the people in the country as well. So who would clean the toilets if we...
So, great question. Let me address the wage depression aspect of this, because this is the one area where sometimes I hear Tucker Carlson talk about it, and there's like some nuggets of truth in there. Because yes, importing labor into the country will always depress wages in the absence of good regulation. And good regulation in that format would be demanding wage parity, and also not creating any other external factors that actually cause you to have a more servile labor force. What I mean by this is, I want to use the example of H-1B visas. The reason why H-1B visa system exists on paper is because there are certain highly skilled positions that, as it stands, our American companies are unable to fulfill. They're not able to fill those roles with the domestic labor force, right? That's the on paper. In practice, of course, it creates a more pliable labor force that you're bringing in, oftentimes from highly skilled countries that are still desperate, even if there is higher wages on average on the H-1B visa program, because if you lose your job, you get deported. Nobody wants to get deported, so they will do everything in their power to stay and work as hard as they physically possibly can. So this creates an environment where I think our bosses, our capital owners in America, are like, why would I get an American worker who is, in comparison to an Indian worker that's coming into the country that is desperate to keep this job? Why would I hire the American worker? I can pay the same fee to the Indian worker, or even a higher fee, as a matter of fact, to the Indian worker, because I know that he is going to work harder than the American labor force. So there is this competition. The way to solve that competition is through regulation. If the workers that were coming in from poorer countries were coming in with the knowledge that they are not going to be immediately deported, for example, and they have wage parity with the domestic labor force, this would actually make American companies think twice before hiring someone just as a replacement for the American worker, because they wouldn't get any additional benefits as a boss. They wouldn't get the additional benefit of like, I'm going to work you to the bone, right? Because I know if I fire you, you're gone out of the country and you want to be here. So that is a regulatory mechanism that we never implement in this country, because our capital owners actually enjoy the two-tiered labor structure that we have here.
And come back to the who cleans the toilets, even when there's a social welfare system.
I think that ultimately there's going to be people that fulfill these roles no matter what, and increasingly with automation and with AI, we're getting to a point where the route tasks are already being delegated to robots to begin with. So the way I see it is there's always going to be someone that is tasked with either overseeing it, if it's a robot doing it, or directly doing it. But since it's an important factor in the commodity production, because someone has to
That's Hassan, the dog torturer.
I think it's much more valuable to ensure that they have a sense of autonomy and that those positions are hired and have enough replacement labor force so that they do less hours in general and still get a decent amount of pay, and so that they can still feel human and have some sense of autonomy in the labor force where they can do that job and still make an honest living and be able to feed their family, and also have some free time on the side to pursue whatever hobbies they want to pursue.
So the way to achieve that would be like what, a really high minimum wage, or like what's the way to get there? Like, 'cause I agree with the idea that people who are working every kind of job should have free time and make a good living. The question is, how do you do that? Because in a market economy, what you are paid is a function of what you produce, right?
Yeah. Well, I think in a market economy, what you are paid should be what you produce. I don't think that that's how it works in the market economy. I think in the market economy, your replaceability is what determines your wages, especially if you are replaceable by a non-domestic labor force, for example. That depresses your wages even further on the domestic front for the citizen labor force. So I think you're right, though. In the market economy, your output should be the determining factor. That's actually a socialist position, ironically enough. Not all socialists are against the market, and I would say that the output is the most consequential factor in that regard. I agree. What that means, however, is that if the company is actually, for example, increasing its output and therefore generating more revenue overall, then everyone down to the most replaceable aspect of labor, which would be sanitation in this regard, should still get paid a just wage, like fair compensation. Minimum wages is one way of doing it as a band-aid solution. I mean, but there are Nordic countries, for example, where there is no minimum wage, because the minimum wage would ironically be a depressing factor on the overall average wages that people get. How have they achieved this, though? They've achieved this through sectoral bargaining. They've achieved this through robust unions and labor participation in these wage negotiations. And that is the reason why they don't need to have a minimum wage. The minimum wage in and of itself is a big point of contention in the United States of America and a lot of other Western countries, only because our labor union participation in the United States is at less than 10% right now, which is unimaginably low. It's lower than countries that we have dominated, like Chile, where we rewrote their constitution basically and wanted to unleash a wave of neoliberalism, sometimes in the hands of a dictator like Pinochet. Even in that country, there's still 15% labor union participation, so it's still higher than the United States of America, which is crazy to me.
If you've been following the immigration debate, you'll know how different the headlines can look depending on where you get your news. We use ground news to help us step outside the echo chamber. It shows you how the same story is framed differently across the political spectrum, so you can compare headlines and decide for yourself. Take the story about a massive immigration raid at a Hyundai plant in Georgia, USA. Follow along at ground.news/trigonometry. Using ground news, straight away we can quickly see that the story is being covered by outlets across the board. However, scrolling down the page, ground news allows me to easily compare the headlines. We can see CNN, which is firmly on the left, highlighted that nearly 500 workers were taken, while Fox News, on the right, framed the raid as bold act immigrants and work, right-leaning perspectives into one place, where coverage identify what angles, 40% .news/trigonometry. Hassan, I've got a lot of empathy for some of your positions, particularly when you talk about low-skilled labour. So, for context, my mother is a Venezuelan immigrant to the UK. When she was in the UK, she was a childminder. There was no minimum wage. My mum, roughly, I remember earning £2.20 an hour. There were no pension rights. So, thankfully, I help my parents out. My dad helps my mum out, so she's not destitute. But that's what my mum's position would be if she didn't have me or my father. As somebody who is from Venezuela, I worry when people mention socialism because I've seen what's happened to my country. How would you assuage the fears of people like me or people who come from a Cuban background who've seen the socialist dream, as it were, descend into authoritarianism?
Well, first and foremost, I would say that all countries, to varying degrees, engage in authoritarianism in general. It's just something that it's a function of the government. It obviously has the capacity to get out of hand due to external factors in many instances, like combating much more powerful forces that want to cause instability in your country. It's not a justification for it, but it is analysis in terms of like why these guys engage in the actions that they do in terms of suppression of all dissent, or even censorship, and sometimes even jail time. And the example I always use is the United States of America. Not only in the Cold War, but even preceding the Cold War, during World War I and World War II, actually had a practice of jailing all conscientious objectors, for example, who said, I don't want to fight in this war. They were like, all right, well, this is a world war, sucks to suck, you're going to jail. One of the famous examples is Eugene Debs, a socialist who actually ran from prison, and I think achieved like 1.3 million votes at the time, which was probably the most electoral success socialists had ever achieved. He was a conscientious objector of World War I, which was the international Marxist position at the time. There was some deviation there. So I see it in a similar vein when these countries also engage in authoritarian actions, suppressing dissent, censorship, or trying to manage this dynamic of trying to continue doing governance while at the same time they have to like make sure that they're avoiding American intervention or Western intervention in general. As far as the fears that people have, assuaging the fears that people have in terms of what they've seen in their countries, whether it be Venezuela or Cuba, I think each country is different. Each successful and unsuccessful revolution is different. And I think it's important to understand the lessons and the failures, as well as some of the areas of success that these countries have been able to implement. Avoid the failures and try to focus on the successes, and hopefully you'll be able to have a long-standing and relatively happy form of governance.
I mean, I take your point as to the conscientious objector, but you look at Venezuela, for example, and the reason I'm using it is because that's the example I know best.
Yeah.
You know, you've got rigged elections. You've got politicians who go up against Maduro. They're either thrown in jail, as in the case of Leopoldo Lopez, solitary confinement for 2 years, or you have, I think it's Corina Machado, who got nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize, but she is currently in hiding in her own country because she knows the moment that her whereabouts are known, she's going to get thrown into jail, may not be seen again.
Yeah. I'm not going to defend Maduro, but I would say that the logical through line, and it's important to understand the opposition's logical through line in this instance, is that these are forces that are very directly working with the United States of America, that have tried to facilitate coups, even had an unsuccessful one all the way back in 2002 with Chavez, and numerous other instances, openly talked about implementing coups under the first Trump administration, and is openly now waging war, or at least threatening to wage war with Venezuela right now, encircling the entire coastline of Venezuela with some of the most sophisticated weaponry known to man. In that regard, I think they see it as treason. I would go so far as say, in a similar scenario in the United States of America, I think, and this is not even a one-to-one dynamic because America's the most powerful nation on the planet, but China is getting up there, right? Let's see if China had, if in a hypothetical, if China had encircled the United States of America, and let's say in this hypothetical, I'm like very clearly someone who is going to China and talking to the CPC and saying like, we want Chinese intervention in this country because I hate Donald Trump, please. I think in that regard, America would probably treat me in the exact same way, if not in a worse way, ironically enough.
But would they throw you in jail for trying to run democratically? I don't think personally that they would.
They absolutely would, I think. You think the American government would not throw me in jail if I was in a comparable scenario where China had encircled the United States of America and I was saying, I want to run democratically, I want to be, and I'm demanding that China intervene? I think they would do the same, if not worse, for sure. Because like I said, it's all a matter of the conditions on the ground. With respect to Eugene Debs, as I was talking about before, America felt threatened even at that time.
You're talking about wartime.
Yeah.
This is not a fair comparison, in my opinion, because wartime is wartime. It's about survival. Britain suspended elections during wartime, right? Like,
America didn't actually. They did. They even during the Civil War.
But Britain did. America wasn't in war in the same way that Britain was.
That's why I said during the Civil War.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's fair. But again, it's different. I guess you said something interesting because, you know, I was born in the Soviet Union, so we both have direct experience of socialism in various shapes and forms. You talked about, well, there's positives and there's negatives. So is there a country that's done socialism the way that you like?
I would say that I am hypercritical of all forms of governance, including the American one. I think that's not a surprise to you guys, right? And in that same vein, I think like there is critiques to apply to all forms of governance, even socialist ones.
Yeah.
And as far as like getting closer to what I think has been relatively successful, because if ultimately the point of government is to improve the material conditions of all people to the best of your ability, it's not always going to be perfect, but when you are getting, I don't know, the poorest people, the poorest of the dispossessed masses out of a situation where they were servile to landed gentry, or they were peasants from an agrarian society, or they were dominated by the landlords, but then ultimately they were able to come into modernity and become like a powerhouse, an industrial powerhouse that is competitive with the largest superpower on the planet. I would say if that's the point of good governance, and I think you guys might agree with me on that, I would say China is probably the closest. And there are still plenty of failures within the Chinese system as well, plenty of issues within the Chinese system as well. But that's probably the closest, I would say, to an example that we should follow and lessons that we should learn from. This is something that I talk about quite a bit. Ironically enough, we only utilize some of the most repressive elements of Chinese governance here in the United States of America, especially in the second Trump administration, and none of the good stuff. We don't have any high-speed rail. We don't have any even development. There is seemingly nothing to look forward to in America in terms of economic prosperity, in terms of overall health of society, in terms of scientific achievements. And I think a lot of younger people also feel the same way, where they feel like there's nothing to look forward to here. And I'll give you guys an example from the UK. I remember seeing this TikTok of this guy that goes around and is like asking young British people, would they serve in the British military? And I am not even remotely nationalistic by any measure. I don't care about those sorts of things. But I think it's important to understand, like, it's a good way to see the temperature of society. And a lot of the young British people were like, no, why would I fight for England? Why would I fight for the UK when it seems like my government's not even fighting for me at all? And
See, the reason that a lot of them will say that, though, is it's not so much about that we're not like China in terms of building high-speed rail, although that is a big issue in the UK.
Yes.
I agree with you. The main reason is they feel like they've been let down by mass immigration that's eroding the values of their country. And of course, you know, this is where I think people on the right are very blind to this issue that we already raised, which is wealth inequality and opportunity. Right?
I'm sure there are some people who feel that way, of course, but...
well, think about this for a second. Hold on, let me just finish the point. Like, stereotypically speaking, is it left of center people or right of center people that are going to go and fight for their country? Typically, it's going to be right of center people because of the mindset that they have, right?
I think when push comes to shove, everybody fights for their country because that's why you have to have a draft.
In a war, but what we're talking about in this situation is, will you go and serve in the armed forces? That is going to be a more right-leaning perspective. And those people, we probably fair to say know the UK pretty well. Those people are concerned about the national identity of their country. It's like, why would I fight for a country that doesn't feel like my country? Is the issue for them.
This is where the big point of division comes for someone like myself. You're Venezuelan originally, like your family came from Venezuela. Your family came from the USSR. You guys are the most British people I've ever encountered.
I have a very British face.
Yes.
You're correct.
Yeah, exactly. You're British to the bone.
Yeah.
And yet your families also came from countries that were somewhat far away from England, right?
Yeah.
And I'm Turkish. I grew up in Turkey. My whole family lives in Turkey still, with some exceptions. And I would say I'm pretty assimilated to American culture. I grew up being fascinated by American culture. I grew up consuming American pop culture, as do many people all around the world. And what I always find interesting is when people focus on the newcomers to say that this is actually destroying the social fabric or social cohesion, not realizing that there are a ton of polls conducted on this stuff. I can just speak for America, especially, where by the second generation, assimilation is almost complete, and by the third one, it's like virtually impossible to distinguish in terms of performance, educational output, and job performance in general. It's just like everyone becomes American.
That's not true in the UK, though, unfortunately. So if you look at, for example, Islamist radicalization, second and third generation Muslims are much more radical than first generation.
Yeah,
so we're not. That's the issue that a lot of people in Britain are concerned about, is not everyone's assimilating the way that the three of us have done.
So here's the interesting point about that. Well, two things I want to address. First, like I said, people assimilate, and they become a part of the normal forces of society. They become a part of the culture, or they bring some aspect of their culture into British culture. You know, they change the cuisine, and people seemingly enjoy it, even if they also simultaneously go attend an EDL rally and then get a little quick curry afterwards, or a little kebab on the side. But beyond that, the reason why people are angry is always going to be because the trains are not running on time, because the NHS is improperly managed due to underfunding. That's what I believe. I think it's always an issue of underfunding, where they're not getting the same services that they once used to, and also things are becoming more and more costly. So in that anger, it's much easier for them to be guided by the right wing forces to turn around and say, you're angry and you're right to be angry, and the reason why you're angry, the reason why all of these things are happening is because we are importing all of these random strangers into the country who don't speak your language, who you are scared by. And that, I think, causes division, and it causes friction that makes it harder for people to integrate. And that is part of the reason why I think, especially in a place like the UK, you see a little bit more of this resilience towards full-blown integration into society.
I also think as well, Hassan, if we're being honest, it's also because we have had such huge amounts of immigration come into the country that people understandably go, this pace of change is too much. And you have to think, let's go back to 2016, which was the Brexit referendum. Now, Brexit was about many things, but really it was about people wanting immigration to be lowered. And that was 9 or 10 years ago. Immigration hasn't been lowered. In fact, it's been ratcheted up. So people voted to lower immigration, and for instance, I voted Remain. People voted Brexit. I'm like, well, that's democracy. We get on. We're going to make the best of it. I do believe that when you ignore people's wishes at the ballot box, and people explicitly vote for something, and you ignore them for the best part of a decade, that does generate a lot of anger, and understandably so.
Yeah, I think in that same time frame, if there was enough appetite by the government to address the financial harm that people were experiencing, the economic struggles that people were experiencing, there would still be a lot of people who say, I don't want a brown person, I don't want a black person around in my neighborhood, but ultimately those numbers would be far smaller. And that's what I always go back to. I'm a leftist. I believe in economic improvements, and I believe that a lot of the reactionary forces actually take advantage of that instability, the economic volatility that exists, in an effort to shift the attention away to people who have the same exact interests as you and I do. Because ultimately, I don't believe that anyone is coming into the United States of America or the UK, as a matter of fact, because they want to bring about a Salafist-style Islamic caliphate in London. I know you won't agree with me on this.
It's not about whether I agree, it's about whether the facts agree with you.
I don't think that's the case.
Hold on.
I think
Well, let me just give you some facts then. If we have a terrorist attack on a monthly basis by an Islamist, effectively, we just had 2 in the space of the last month as we're recording this. 33%, I think, of British Muslims want Sharia law in Britain, like, according to polls. more than half want to ban.
I haven't
hold
seen
on.
these polls.
Well, we can put them in for people to see. More than half want to ban homosexuality, right? So when you say people aren't coming in to introduce an Islamist stuff, well, some of them want to if they're in a position to do so. We have 5 MPs who are effectively elected on a sectarian ticket, like as in we are Muslims, vote for us because you're a Muslim.
Who would you say those MPs are?
The 5 independent MPs, they're called the Gaza MPs or whatever way you want to call them.
Are you talking about like Zara Sultana?
I don't know if she's one of them. I think one of them is called Adnan Hussein. There's 5 of them. We can look them up. We can put them in for people to see. Right. So I think it should be said that the overwhelming majority of British Muslims don't want Sharia law. But if 33% of them do, you can see why a lot of people who don't want Sharia law might be concerned about that, right?
Sure. I don't know what I haven't seen these polls, and I also don't know what British Muslims or the 33% that are saying they want Sharia law, like what they're talking about.
If you want smart, fearless commentary on the craziest things happening in media, politics, and online culture, you'll love the Brad vs. Everyone podcast, hosted by Brad Palumbo, an independent journalist who calls it like it is. The podcast covers viral madness from across the political and cultural spectrum, and no one's safe. He goes after Gen Z TikTok scammers and far-right grifters. He'll take apart progressive media darlings and MAGA influencers, all from a place of sharp moderation, not blind loyalty. Think of it like trigonometry's younger American cousin. Same instinct for cutting through the noise, same appetite for the stories everyone else is too scared or too biased to cover. If you like your commentary honest, sharp, and entirely uncancelable, find Brad vs. Everyone on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.
The counterexample always is, I mean, there's plenty of right-wing forces in the country that also want to ban homosexuality. Or trans people in general, right?
No,
Like
no one wants to ban trans people in Britain. No.
Okay, well, that's not what I have seen so far, but maybe I'm wrong on this.
What do you mean?
But I mean, I feel like there's a lot of this is a point of contention for you guys as well. But it's like when you want to ban trans people altogether, when you want to remove access to medication for trans people to transition and conform their own gender identity, you don't start off by saying we want to altogether ban trans people. You start off by trying to find the most successful approach that the broadest majority of the masses would be in tune with, would be in agreement with, and then you slowly but surely expand on it.
Wouldn't that be like me saying? Wouldn't that be like me saying, well, you say you want socialism, but actually you're a communist because you just want to edge your way towards communism step by step?
I mean,
that seems like an unfair way of looking at it.
No, my retort to that would be that while I don't call myself a communist, I don't have an issue with an end goal of communism. I don't think it's like I just think that it's probably not likely to happen, a stateless, moneyless, borderless society. But moving towards that end goal, I don't have any real...
You'd like communism in America?
I think that communism would be most likely an international thing. It'd be like the Star Trek universe. And it feels, especially at this point, it feels far too utopian to achieve. So while I think that the concept in and of itself is not one that I disagree with, and I don't think you would either. Don't you think it would be nicer?
I grew up in a communist country. I very strongly disagree with the concept of communism.
The USSR was, as you know as well, trying to implement communism. They never actually were able to successfully implement communism.
How do you mean?
Well, it wasn't a borderless, moneyless, classless society, right?
That was
It would
never
be
the
like,
goal of communism. It was never to be a borderless, moneyless society.
no, that is what communism is.
Well, that's not how the communists in Russia defined it.
Well,
there was a big debate within communism quite early on, which was about, are we pursuing a global state of communism?
Stalin versus Stalin. I'm
right.
very familiar.
Right, but for our audience, this might be worth explaining.
Yeah.
Some of them wanted to, they basically recognized the only way you might ever get to a communist society is if everyone in the world gets it. Otherwise, there will always be a capitalist system to which people would be keen to defect. Or, this is the Stalin option that they ended up going for, is you pursue communism within the realm of one country. And in order to do that, they took the wealth away from people who had it. They tried to distribute it to everybody else. They tried to create a state of equality, uplift the poor, as you were talking about. And actually, if you take those measures alone, they were very successful at it. Mm-hmm. The only problem is they ended up putting millions of people in camps in order to do that, creating a tyrannical regime with a secret police that murdered people. And that is the reason communism, in my opinion, doesn't work, is because in order to achieve that goal of equality, and basically you're making everybody equally poor as the end result, you actually have to use a lot of force, right? So that was communism, what we had in the USSR.
Well, the end goal was never successfly achieved in the USSR in terms of establishing what I'm talking about, though. And that's why I'm saying it's important to understand and recognize the failures of this implementation in the aftermath of a socialist revolution and choose not to repeat those mistakes.
So how would you do it differently?
Well, that's the reason why I pointed to China. China is run by the Communist Party of China. It bills itself as communist. China is not a communist country. Would you say China is a communist country?
It's a mixed country. It has some elements of communism, but it's also got a lot of capitalism going on.
Yeah,
right?
so it's a mixed market economy is what you're saying, right? But so is the United States of America if you look at it from that perspective, because America also has some semblance of social safety nets. The UK also has some social safety nets, some state-run enterprises, especially pre-Margaret Thatcher, I would say, versus private enterprises as well. Venezuela at its peak, I think, had more privatization and more private enterprise in its economy than France did, as a matter of fact. I believe there was like a report at around 2012, maybe, where they were talking about how like Venezuela is not socialist. So when these sorts of countries, and you're not wrong, it's a mixture of both, right? It exists. Social safety nets exist. Some extrapolation initiatives exist. Like when you think about Norway, for example, the entirety of the extraction industry in Norway is actually nationalized from the forestry all the way down to the oil and gas industry. But then there's also the private market as well. Private enterprise as well. So as far as that goes, I wouldn't say that China is a communist, and neither would you, but it's run by a communist party. And so far, they have seen a pretty successful, pretty robust level of growth and development overall. So they have analyzed the failures of previous communist and socialist formations, and they have responded to it in their own way.
The challenge is, Hassan, when you centralize power and you give practically all the power to the government, what happens with that is you're far more likely to have corruption, you're far more likely to have abuse of power, and inevitably what happens is that the government can't do everything. There are things that are far better done by private practice than done by state control. So if you
I agree with that. Would you also agree that there are things that are far better done in the hands of the government, or at least with like heavy market regulation and intervention?
I completely agree.
Because like healthcare, I think is a great example of this, where like it's an inelastic demand, good, and service, right? If you don't have healthcare, you die. So you will pay whatever price you have to pay for healthcare, and therefore I think the American system that is the most maximalist, most capitalist, most like free enterprise system has been an abject failure in terms of delivering good results. And what I mean by that is healthcare as a whole is supposed to improve people's living standards and also make sure that everyone is getting the best quality care possible, right? And in the United States of America, we don't have that. We do have nicer hospitals that resemble hotels, as
I'll be
opposed
honest
to like.
with you, it'd be difficult not to have a nicer hospital than the UK, mate.
Yeah, no, but I understand that. I'm from Turkey. I've seen the Turkish public hospitals, but I would rather try to focus on the diminished quality of service and try to improve that in a socialized system than to altogether limit healthcare at the point of being able to pay for it in the way that we have in the United States of America. And I think this is a major issue with America in general, is that we are so invested in improving our GDP, we're so invested in leaning into the forces of capital that in this sector and in many others, corruption still thrives. We have it in the form of corporate consolidation here in the United States of America, because in the absence of any sort of government intervention, trust busting, and heavy regulatory intervention, all corporations end up trying to seize one another and become a force, a monopolistic force, and if not, an oligopoly, right? And many sectors have seen this. And when you become an oligopoly, you can diminish the quality of service that you're offering slowly but surely, because there's no market competition that exists any longer. So I guess the way I look at it is, in terms of corruption, you're right. There is a tendency, if the government is all powerful, even though the governments are always all powerful, there's a tendency in more centralized governance that if someone wants to be a ruthless autocrat, they can do so. And the people don't always have the capacity to rise up against that. But I would say that in the United States of America, for example, we also experience a similar dynamic. We just don't see it in the same way, because it's not the most direct form of authoritarianism, where a lot of people think, well, as long as I can eat a Big Mac, as long as I can watch TV, as long as I can consume porn and gamble on the unregulated cryptocurrency market, or gamble my modest income away, what remains after I give the rest to my landlord, then things are probably fine. And I think we dull our sensibilities in that regard. And I think it's a different form, it's a different mechanism of control that makes you think that you are actually an active participant in this.
I mean, I think that's quite a stretch, Hassan, with all respect, because the difference between, we talked about some societies that have attempted to pursue communism, China, the Soviet Union, Venezuela, etc., right? The difference between those countries is not that they can't eat a Big Mac. The difference is that if they criticize the government, in Russia today even, but of course in the Soviet Union previously, you're going to get killed, right? In America, that's not what happens. Right? In America, you don't get...
We don't know yet. We don't know where we're going to go yet.
I mean, Hassan, to be fair, you're a very successful...
I agree with you.
You in China or in the Soviet Union would be killed if you were critical of that regime.
I would definitely be jailed.
You'd definitely be jailed.
Yeah,
so that's the difference between these countries and America. It's not a Big Mac, it's freedom.
No, so I love that you brought that up, because I agree with that. I'm from Turkey, a country that has never had the First Amendment or freedom of speech. And ironically enough, the current regime, the person in charge of the current regime, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, was jailed in the past for a poem that he wrote for incitement, right? He read a poem about Atatürk, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and he was jailed. And now he's one of the most ruthless jailers of the press in the country.
Right.
Now, so I come from that background. I can't go back to Turkey, for example,
right.
For these reasons. I've written about Turkey extensively, and
didn't he only barely live in Turkey?
In my perspective. Having said that, that is the reason why I want the First Amendment to remain in the United States of America, even though, as I brought up earlier, there have been instances throughout American history where the First Amendment has been actively violated or threatened. There are still contemporary examples of violations of the First Amendment. One example I will use is the anti-boycott, divestment, and sanctions laws that exist in the United States of America. Famously, it was Bernie Sanders and Dianne Feinstein, rest in peace, who actively called it out. Two prominent Jewish politicians in the country.
I'm sorry. I am so positive that Hassan would have been insanely critical of Dianne Feinstein in so many different ways back when she was still in Congress, or I guess in the Senate.
These are laws directly written by AIPAC that dictate that if you want to become a school teacher in the state of Texas, for example, you have to sign a loyalty pledge to ensure that you never protest against the state of Israel. It's ridiculous, right? And it's a direct violation of the First Amendment. So there is encroachment towards the First Amendment.
That will always happen, because people will always contest it. But the point I'm making to you is, when you compare China and the Soviet Union and Venezuela to America, that is not an accurate comparison.
It's not an accurate comparison, but if you recall earlier, I just said, I'm worried that we here in the United States of America are now moving in that direction in terms of social repression, in terms of political repression. And this is something that I very much fear. And I think the entry point to this is usually around Israel and what people decry as anti-Semitism, but that's not where it's going to end. If you look at the Trump administration's the active initiatives the administration is taking, yesterday my friend Kat Abugzaleh, who used to be a reporter who's now running in Illinois for Congress, was indicted. She was indicted because she participated in the protest against ICE outside of an ICE facility. And there are videos of her getting slammed to the ground in the concrete with this militarized, masked federal police force, right? Not only did they beat her up, which was already ridiculous to begin with, but then they also chose to indict her. There are examples of students writing for their student newspaper and getting kidnapped and thrown into a immigrant detention facility, whether it be
Yeah, the ICE shit is fucking crazy.
Mahmoud Khalil,
I know a lot of big Trump supporters who do not like the ICE shit.
who still has an ongoing legal case for being a student activist, a student protester, and having a green card while doing it.
We have the same thing in our country in different ways. I hear you. Sorry, the reason I'm interrupting you is we've moved sideways from the topic. So remember where we started this conversation, right? So just to address your point.
Repression didn't start in China by everybody being like, all right, it's over, we're throwing you in jail. It builds up to it is what I'm... And it's entirely dependent on the starting point. Because if you were looking at China, if you're looking at the Chinese Civil War, post-World War II, 30 million Chinese people have been slaughtered ruthlessly by the Japanese imperialists. Like, that's a very different material, that's a very different set of material circumstances for the end of that civil war and to develop governance. Similar to the
I'm just
USSR.
trying to bring you back to the central argument, the central discussion we're having. Francis made the point that when the government is in a position to be authoritarian, where it seems to inevitably end up in every communist country in the history of the world, right? That is a situation which inevitably then leads to levels of repression of the kind that you will not see in America for 100 years. I take your point about individual protesters or individual people who've made statements about a highly controversial issue today. We have the same thing in our country where people are being sent to prison for tweets that they've done, right? Left and right. We've got Palestine Action on the left. We've got right-wing people criticizing immigration. So I agree with you. The direction of travel in the West in terms of freedom of expression is not good. And I've made that point in my book and elsewhere. But that is not the same as what the point we're trying to make, which is the system of government you are open to, based on our discussion today at least, inevitably leads to authoritarianism, which inevitably leads to repression on a scale that a Western country won't imagine. Isn't that's the reason that a lot of people are very worried about people like you who say they're open to communism. We all know smartphones are essential, but they've also become the ultimate surveillance machines. That's why we were so interested when former trigonometry guest Eric Prince created the UpPhone. This isn't just another handset. The UpPhone runs on unplugged OS, free from big tech ecosystems. It comes with a firewall that blocks third-party trackers and gives you full transparency into who's trying to access your data. And it works straight out of the box. I got one of these myself because I want to know my phone is serving me, not Google, not Apple, and not some faceless data broker. And that's the point. Your phone should serve you, not spy on you. Check it out at unplugged.com/trigonometry and use our code trigonometry for $20 off a protective case with the UpPhone.
Here, I'll try to put a nice button on it, okay? The reason why the United States of America and countries that are under the security apparatus, the global security umbrella of the United States of America, have had much more success with liberal democracy as opposed to all these other countries that are not under the immediate security umbrella is because it's been the domineering force around the globe, especially after the end of the Cold War, but even during the Cold War, it was a dominant force on the planet. When you are the dominant force, you get to have these freedoms. Your people get to have these freedoms. Your people get to say whatever they want because they're not a threat, right? I would be more of a threat in the respective nation that I'm in if they don't have that same level of security. And that is the reason why I'm very fearful, because as America's power on the global stage is waning, we are going to see more direct authoritarianism coming from Western nations as liberalism decays, as it did in the 20s and the 30s. And what came after that was a wave of fascism. Now, fascism at that time was seen as a revolutionary thing, was seen as a new thing. In many instances, fascists were actually fashioning themselves as though they were like a different kind of socialist, even though they were mostly killing socialists and had their beef with socialists, and then they were able to align with liberals eventually and become the domineering authoritarian forces. And I think you guys wouldn't disagree with me that, like, you know, Italy's Mussolini and Adolf Hitler's Nazi Germany were ruthless fascist forms of governance where there was unimaginable repression. My fear is that is where capitalism inevitably leads.
Why?
If left unaddressed, because capitalism is always going to deteriorate. It's slowly going to improve material conditions as opposed to feudalism. It's a far better system, for sure. It's far better than monarchies, right? I agree. But there will come a point where it outlives its usefulness, and those who own the capital, the owners of capital, will have to make a decision. There's too much instability, there's too much chaos. We need to restore order. And if they can't do that through liberal democracy, at least historically, especially when there is a counterbalance, revolutionary socialism out there that they are genuinely fearful of, work stoppages happening all around, and the flows of capital being disrupted, and profit margins are threatened, they end up finding fascism to be that domineering force that restores the law and order, so that people are still working in the factories, and any kind of dissent is directly and indirectly suppressed. And I fear that is where we're moving in the United States of America, as America's global superpower status is threatened by the rise of China.
So your thesis is that as country, if a different country was dominant, was a global hegemon, they would have more freedom for their citizens.
Yeah.
So you think the Chinese Communist Party would allow criticism of them if they were the dominant country in the
I
West?
think with respect to where they were in terms of like, I mean, the most maximalist position is the Cultural Revolution, right? Like if you look at the Cultural Revolution versus where China is now in terms of dissent, it's in comparison to the United States of America, yes, there's still heavy control over that sort of stuff. There's a lot of surveillance. Having said that, it has become far more tolerant as material conditions have improved. And that's my main thesis, is that countries, regardless of their individual forms of governance, as long as they are advancing the material needs of the broadest subset of the masses, will and become like a domineering force on their own and have full sovereignty and full autonomy, they will inevitably become more tolerant to this kind of freedom, because this is the most successful way, I think, of making sure that the masses feel satisfied. Civil liberties is the most successful way that I think neoliberalism has become a hegemonic power beyond the endless militarism and whatnot. I think that is the reason why people feel the way that they do in the United States of America, in spite of all of the alarm bells that are ringing about how economic devastation is imminent, seemingly, or there's so much poverty and so much instability, and people still go, well, at least I got some freedoms, right? As opposed to not having those freedoms elsewhere. So that's my main thesis, is that if they improve material conditions, they have to inevitably allow more civil liberties, more social liberties.
So it's interesting what you've been saying about America, and that it's losing its power on the global stage. That is then reflected in more and more, shall we say, imbalanced chaos in the actual society itself. And we've kind of seen that in a way with the assassination of Charlie Kirk, with Luigi Mangione. I found some of your comments really interesting about Luigi, and I'd love to talk to you about them. So you've said, and correct me if I'm wrong, push back on me if I'm wrong, that you think that he's innocent and unfairly maligned. How did you come to that position, if I'm correct?
Well, I mean, that's a meme for the most part.
Oh, okay.
But
What does it mean? It's a meme. We're like,
the
we're not
notion,
doing this, like elderly
the notion
millennials.
that someone is innocent until proven guilty, or that he wasn't there, it's like a common thing that people do on TikTok and elsewhere as well. But
you don't think he's innocent?
well, I don't know. I don't know if he's the one that actually did it or not. We'll see once the court case finalizes.
But is he? Sorry, I may not understand what meme means in this context. Like, I guess what I'm asking is, when you say he's unfairly maligned, do you believe that or not? That's what I'm asking.
Well, as far as unfairly maligned, it depends on where the quote is coming from. Because I could be talking about like being perp walked or getting hit with a terrorism charge, which was actually taken off recently, because the New York courts also found that it was overextended to this case. I think there was a lot of panic around his actions, allegedly. And that is probably what I was talking about, if you're talking about that. But as far as like, Luigi's innocent, it's just like a thing people say. As far as innocent,
Why do they say it?
I think that is actually the more interesting conversation.
Okay.
The reason and I had a conversation with Ross Douthat about this on the New York Times, where he brought this up on numerous occasions. I think that people are experiencing tremendous anger and discontent. And one of the most visible aspects of that, one of the visible aspects of a system of healthcare that should not be privatized, or should, at the very least, even if it's privatized, work to make sure that every single person is getting the adequate care that they need, otherwise they die, it has created this environment of tremendous anger. It has almost virtually universalized the pain. Every single American knows at least one immediate or distant relative that has suffered through chemotherapy, as they have to hunt down their insurance provider to make sure that the thing that they were paying for years and years, the premiums, the costly premiums that they were paying into, actually end up helping them cover the cost of this life-saving quality care that they desperately need to survive. And I think a lot of Americans have so much discontent for that experience that they have seen personally, that their immediate reaction, before they even found out who had done the shooting, but their immediate reaction to who the victim was met with a response that shocked me, as well as I think many other people. What I mean by this, Americans are very draconian. They're very black and white. It's like, you do a crime, you get punished, and a lot worse than you would get punished elsewhere, right? We talk about how Norway is much more understanding and much more rehabilitative in their prison structure because they're pussies. We throw you in jail and we torture you.
You have the death penalty.
Yeah, we have the death penalty.
In
All this
some
stuff.
states, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, and Americans broadly, like American culture is broadly very receptive to that. We're fairly rugged in our approach to crime and punishment. And in spite of that, because of how much harm the private healthcare sector has done to so many different people in this country, I think they saw it as like, okay, well, this guy is the faceless placeholder for the person, for the system that actually killed my grandparents. That's the way they saw it.
I get the anger,
which I don't think is healthy, for the record.
Okay. Well, this is what I'm getting to, is like, I understand anger. And by the way, I don't want to wade into the debate about American healthcare. I don't know a lot about it. I understand there's some really bad situations for people. People should also know that in the UK, there's also lots of people who are dying without care because they're waiting for an operation for a year and a half, or they're waiting 2 months for a scan. Yes. But let's not get into that.
No, but the NHS you're right. The NHS has had significant austerity measures implemented to it.
The NHS budget keeps growing every year, but it doesn't matter.
Because the population's growing.
Let's not get into it. What I'm saying is, I understand people's anger. What I don't understand is why that would make Luigi Mangione, who allegedly killed this guy, innocent. Why? Because that's where we started, right?
Yeah,
why do people say he's innocent?
The way people see it, and I'm not subscribing to this notion, but the way that I think people see it is, are you familiar with the concept of social murder?
No.
Engels wrote about this. He said that like the systematized death and destruction of the masses is oftentimes hidden. It's oftentimes invisible. I think private healthcare is a great example of this, where it's to the recipient, to the victim, or the victim's families, they see that as murder, right? They see that as an unnecessary death that took place, and they feel that pain all the same. In the same way that that Brian Thompson's family, I'm sure, was.
Yeah, it doesn't mean like it's excusable to go and kill somebody who you believe to be responsible for it.
Was and it still is mourning the death of Brian Thompson. There are millions of Americans out there that have individuals in their lives that they loved, loved ones, immediate loved ones, distant relatives that they've seen suffer in their final moments as they go through the process of trying to figure out the paperwork in a system that is designed to, let's be real, take as much money as possible from you in the form of premiums, and then create a profit incentive by refusing to pay for the healthcare.
Hassan, I get all that, and I empathize with that pain that those people feel.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting at is, you said he's innocent, then you said it's a meme, you say it's just a thing that people say. What I'm trying to understand is...
The reason why people say that is because I think...
Their anger doesn't make him innocent, right?
No,
if he
of course
shot
not.
a
Of course
man
not.
who runs a healthcare insurance company,
Yeah.
and they are angry with healthcare in America, that doesn't make him innocent, right?
It doesn't.
So isn't you and them saying that just flat out wrong?
Well, my reason for saying it is because you're innocent until proven guilty. But as far as what everyone else is saying, or if I'm to analyze it, which I do as a part of my job, what I'm trying to explain to you guys is that from their perspective, it's revenge. And this is a very, very unhealthy feeling to have. This is why I talked about with Ross Dow that the concept of adventurism. This is something that traditional Marxists actually are very critical of. Adventurism does not lead to any sort of serious changes, any sort of serious revolutionary changes especially. And yet, and all it does is create an environment of instability. I think that the perfect solution to ensure that this never happens, to ensure that there's no level of discontent that bubbles up to this degree, that would require a mechanism of enforcement by the government to enact stability, of course, which would also be just as violent, if not even more brutal, to a larger percentage of the population to ensure that there isn't another, Luigi Mangione-style situation, is good legislation, is fixing these systemic problems. Luigi Mangione is the breaking point. Luigi Mangione is the perfect demonstration of the system failing people. And I think that Luigi Mangione and the response to him has been one of the clearest examples that I have seen in a country like the United States of America, where people are normally supposed to be like horrified by cold-blooded murder in the middle of the day. Their response being much more receptive to the action shows me that there is so much pain in people's immediate experiences that they recognize this instability. They don't have a vehicle to communicate it. They don't have a vehicle to communicate this discontent, and they're simply moving into the least productive way to do politics, which is revenge, violent revenge. I think that that is something that we have to solve immediately, because it can't go on. I mean, you can't have more people just like randomly gunning people in the streets. That's not what a civilized society is supposed to work towards. That's instability, that's chaos. I don't want that.
Let me introduce you to the people I work with to protect my family against financial instability, inflation, and turmoil. For me, one of the best ways to safeguard your wealth is by investing in gold, and that's why I trust the Pure Gold Company. Here's a smart tip. If you buy UK minted gold coins like sovereigns, you won't pay VAT when you buy them or capital gains tax when you sell. All the profit is yours to keep. And the best part? Gold is a completely private investment. It's outside the banking system, so it can't be manipulated by governments or anyone else. Unlike digital assets, it's yours in the truest sense. The Pure Gold Company is trusted by first-time investors and seasoned professionals alike. What I really appreciate about them is a knowledgeable, pressure-free approach. They explain everything clearly, so you feel confident about your decisions, and they never push you to buy. Physical gold has stood the test of time as a store of value, and it offers peace of mind that other assets can't match. It's reassuring to know that even if the banking system falters, your gold and its value remain safe. Whether you're looking to diversify your investments, protect your savings, or just gain the security of owning a real physical asset, we highly recommend the Pure Gold Company. Click the link in the description or go to pure-gold.co/trigger to get your free copy of the investor guide. That's pure-gold.co/trigger. Take control of your financial future today.
So one of the things that I found shocking with the assassination of Charlie Kirk is obviously the incident itself, but it's also the reaction and the rhetoric that went around it. The people on the left who were celebrating it, which to me is, and to most right-thinking people, is absolutely abhorrent, and also the reaction on the left, and there were some people, particularly large influencers, whose what they said was unforgivable. Where did you stand on it, and what were your opinions on the whole incident?
I mean, I was shocked. It was horrifying, but mainly horrifying because like it's impossible for me not to have a personal stake in this, because I was about to debate Charlie in 2 weeks, like 2 weeks prior to his assassination, or 2 weeks after his assassination. We were supposed to be debating at Dartmouth College, and this was a person that I had basically developed a political career in competition with, if that makes sense. Like I was on the left side, he was on the right side. We debated plenty of times. We debated at Politicon. We were very familiar with one another, and seeing that the number one fear that every person that does what I do become reality in real time was shocking. It was devastating. As far as my opinions on it, I mean, I had the misfortune of seeing it in real time happen as I was like trying to figure out what had taken place, and we were one of the first media outlets that actually broke the story. And my first thought was that this is going to lead to even more violence in the form of revenge, decentralized violence, and also that this is going to lead to state repression as well, in an effort to stamp out any kind of political discontent or any kind of political dissent, which hasn't fully come to fruition yet, thankfully. But the administration certainly tried to use this as an opportunity to build new guidelines around surveillance and build new surveillance targets in general. The Trump administration has this. They released a memorandum, national security memorandum, that declared the intelligence communities to shift their priorities and attention of surveillance to Antifa, which they had previously declared a domestic terrorist organization, which is not a designation that exists in the United States of America because it is at direct odds with the First Amendment. This is the reason why the KKK is not considered a domestic terror organization. This is the reason why the Proud Boys and Atomwaffen, which is like a neo-Nazi formation that tries to recruit from the military, none of these guys none of these organizations, even if you would normally consider them domestic terror organizations, are actually considered that. So it was a severe violation of the First Amendment, and then the follow-up to the surveillance targets and the surveillance priorities made me even more fearful about where this administration was going, where they declared any sort of anti-Christian, anti-capitalist, anti-American sentiment to be an indication of someone being an extremist, violent terrorist potentially. But then on top of that, there was even more vague things that they brought up, like I think it was like American being critical of the American moral family unit or something like that. Basically, it was just what the Republicans consider what the entirety of the liberal and all the way to extreme leftists or whatever think about the Republicans was now up for grabs in terms of priority targets for the surveillance apparatus. And like I said, we don't know where this is going to go for the time being. It is directly at odds with the First Amendment, but there have been some instances where people have been indicted. Kat Abu-Ghazaleh, like I said, who's running for office, is like one of the first high-profile politicians
to be fair,
that have been targeted.
Not every little thing he says is wrong. Hassan has a couple nuggets here and there.
In this way, and I worry that once free speech goes away and once due process goes away in this country, we are full tilt fascist.
But I think that's a very valid point. My concern is as well, and it's the rhetoric that is getting ratcheted up on both sides, both on the right, but both on the left. So, for instance, I'll give you an example. In my own country, we have Zara Sultana, who's a very prominent left-wing politician. She said the words, we need to fight the fascists in Parliament. Like, okay. We need to fight them in the ballot box, and we need to fight them in the streets. Now, the problem is, if you ask most people what fascism is, I don't think they would be able to give you a clear, coherent explanation or an analysis of the political ideology.
Well, let's be honest, by fascist, she means people like Reform who are not fascist. They are a centre-right party, they're not fascist.
So,
I don't know if I'd agree with that.
Right, but the point...
Hold on a second. You think the Reform Party is
I think
fascist?
Reform Party, as it stands currently, is a nascent fascist parliamentary group that hasn't reached its full potential yet.
Could you define
in the same way that
fascism in this instance?
In the same way that I would say the modern Republican Party is, or was, throughout most of its history, a liberal party, a far right, but liberal party nonetheless, and it is becoming an illiberal or post-liberal party that is moving in the direction of fascism. Fascism is what's the best definition for it? Paleogenetic ultranationalism, a in-group, out-group dynamic that is constantly seeking to destroy the out-group and dominate the out-group, even if the out-group is actually a part of civilized society, and surrounding itself with this like mythologized understanding of this national or ethnic or religious mythology of the higher group.
But it would also include authoritarianism, the end of a one-party state, like all of these.
Not always, but yeah, usually, yes.
So by which of those standards would you say Reform is a fascist or I can't remember how you said, a nascent fascist party?
Well, the reason why I say that is because, I mean, Mussolini's fascist party was not a party Mussolini's fascist party was an active fascist party within the parliament before it became the centralized form of governance.
But they said we are fascist, right?
I know, but that was because the word fascism was just being invented at that point, and therefore it was still packaged as like a revolutionary, new, illiberal way.
Okay,
they didn't come into power. We now live in a post-World War II universe where like you can't say that you're fascist.
So you think that if Nigel Farage, which is currently they're leading the polls, you think that if he is elected, eventually he will suspend democracy, he will start pogroms against Muslims, using the state, he will, have a one-party state. You think that's where this is heading?
Bearing in mind that the chairman of Reform Party, Sia Yusuf, is a Muslim.
Yeah, still doesn't matter. I mean, there was Jews that worked within the Nazi government command structure as well. It's just like there are always going to be people that come from they come from the background of the targeted outgroup in general, and it doesn't even end with Muslims, is what I mean. It's going to it always has to excise what it considers aberrations. And there is always, like with Nazi Germany, for example, the next stage, if they hadn't failed so dramatically in its endless militarism, would have most likely been to create the Übermensch structure, like the start going after people who were maybe brown-haired and didn't have blue eyes. Like there's an endless expansion of that sort.
And you think that's what Reform will do? They'll suspend democracy, they'll start a one-party state.
This is super in the future if they actually get to that point, but I don't think that it is far-fetched to assume that, yes, Reform through a process of initially reforms, I could totally see them getting to that position. Yes,
what's your basis for saying that?
It's entirely dependent on how material conditions unwind. If it gets to a point where there's tremendous economic stability, then instead of solving those issues in the same way that the American movement, the Trump movement, is not solving these issues, they will continue to be a force of political repression.
But what's your evidence for this? This is the thing I don't understand.
The evidence is the historical patterns that I'm looking at. The historical patterns of why fascism has been implemented in the past. And now, like I said, we live in a post-fascist world. We live in a nuclear world. The dynamic is different, okay? So fascism will not come as a third way, as an outsider any longer. I think instead you will see far-right elements within liberal society, within the parliamentary structure, move in that direction.
But my worry with this is, and this is why I'm not trying to like debate bro you or anything. I'm genuinely engaging with what you're saying. I hope you feel that, right?
Yeah.
The issue I have in the context of the discussion we're having about Charlie Kirk is you've got a situation where people, you are calling reform fascist. I know some people in reform, they're not fascist. They don't believe in a one-party state. They don't want to end democracy, right? We've had Nigel Farage on our show. It's very clear
he
he's
looks
like
like
old school
Clark Kent?
right kind of guy, right?
Oh no. It's funny little bit of Hassan lore. The New York Times did a piece on him once, and it was just like, the best way I could describe it is like a horny glaze. They didn't talk about his politics at all. They were just basically like eloquently talking about he's so hot. It was really pissed off. We were all super pissed off. Got the Aussie glasses on. Wait to hear these silly opinions of his. Yeah, I mean, they're pretty silly. A lot of times they're pretty silly. Every once in a while, he'll say stuff that's like, okay, that's fine. But like a lot of what he believes is pretty silly. It's very like, I would say, and I know there are people in my chat who would disagree with me on this. I would say he at least thinks he's coming from a good place. But like, it just seems like he lacks an understanding of like economics, and he just kind of is like, oh, we just make everything better. Everyone just be a communist and we'll be happy. It's like, you know, when you're in your 20s and you first discover communism and you're like, oh, that's awesome. Everybody just give everybody everything. And like, you don't realize why that doesn't scale very well.
But you're saying he's a fascist. And my worry is...
I think we'll get there.
Okay, you're saying he will get to fascism. Fair.
If material conditions get to a point where there's mass instability in an effort to
It's a nascent fascist party that in the right context will become fascist. I get it, right?
And the same, not dissimilar to
but here's my
the
point.
AFD, the nationalists in France.
Reform is very different from the AFD, but it doesn't matter.
Okay.
My point is this. If I thought the fascists were coming, I would feel it's my duty to participate in armed resistance against that. And my worry is part of where the political violence is coming from is people like you who are using this term, in my opinion, far too loosely and projecting historical analogies onto people that you're not that familiar with, actually. And then you're really putting a target on their back. And my worry is the reason Charlie Kirk was killed is there were far too many people calling him a fascist.
You know what else we need?
Right? And
you know who else we need? I think we need an appearance from the Queen herself.
That's my concern with all of this irresponsible language, which I think
you're already awake right now.
So what's interesting about the utilization of language here is the fact that you can't really point to a single Democratic Party politician that has celebrated Charlie Kirk's death.
Sure.
Yeah. But you can actually, in many instances, point to Republican politicians that have made a mockery of the Democratic legislators.
And we've had people make that point in the show. You don't need to make it because we've had. But you're on the left, and I'm asking you about left-wing.
The reason why I'm saying that is because like there are always going to be people on the right and on the left that engage in this kind of commentary as a reflection of how much discontent that they experience. But ultimately, if we're talking
you're
about
one of them. You are calling reform fascist.
No. That's a totally. First of all, my analysis on the way, like calling someone a fascist if they're exhibiting fascist, historic fascist tendencies is perfectly valid. The consideration that this actually is like turning up the temperature as opposed to like directly calling for violence against a nascent fascist party, as opposed to trying to deal with it through the existing means within the democratic structure is ridiculous. There's no comparison here. Fascist movements, when they were initially forming, albeit in a much more violent time, engaged in street protests, and there were counter protests against it. Like I'm in favor of always exhausting all available options within the confines of liberal democracy. And I think what the problem is that a lot of people point to the endpoint of fascism, and what they know is the endpoint of fascism, and say, well, they have to be dealt with militarily, and the time for that is now. I'm saying the time for that is not here, and I hope that it never gets there, so that we can successfully resist against growing fascist movements that are born out of initially distractions or red herrings that put the crosshairs on some of the more vulnerable populations. regulations and try to deal with it within the existing confines of liberal democracy, and then try to get our politicians to address some of these material problems so that we don't have to exhibit the instability and even potentially a fascist form of governance that comes out of that instability that then at that point will be resisted against militarily through sabotage or through direct acts.
It doesn't work on dogs, I guess.
The issue that I have with your argument, Hassan, is this: is you're saying they're exhibiting, so on the way to fascism. You can make that argument about Keir Starmer and go, we're on the way to communism. But you laugh, but there are people on the right who say that, right? Okay.
Do you feel like they're also
but that's not my
they're
point,
putting a crosshair on Keir Starmer when they say that?
Yeah, we don't have the same issues with communism, but I think if you describe people as communists in this country, I think you're putting the crosshairs on people. I really do, because there are people...
I mean, I get called a terrorist every day.
And I think that's disgusting. That's putting crosshairs on you. And I absolutely, vehemently
to be fair,
would say that is unacceptable.
You get called a terrorist because you have both platformed pro-terrorist content on your stream, and you literally brought somebody who you thought was a terrorist at the time to have an interview with him where you just fucking glazed him the entire time when you thought he was a Houthi. So, like, if you want to know why people are calling you a terrorist, like, perhaps think of your actions, maybe. That might help you understand. Go ahead, babes. Go ahead, baby. Good girl.
But my point is, when you use that language of fascism or communist, these are labels that have a very, very real emotional trigger to people, understandably so. And what you have in this country is, unfortunately, there is a decent swathe of the population who have severe mental illnesses, plus access to guns. And what inevitably happens is it leads to a Charlie Kirk situation. Or it leads to somebody on the left like you, God forbid, happening.
Oh, I get a lot of death threats. Don't worry.
No, but I do worry, because it's a sign that a society is in crisis. And I agree. And I think that it's our responsibility, both people on this side, both people on your side, that we ratchet it down.
I think that if we're talking about increasing the tension, people in positions of power have a lot more responsibility than random citizens that are, in many instances, reacting to that.
In all due respect, we're not random citizens. We've both successful. We've both got huge platforms.
But no, I was just talking about like the broader left that you were talking about to say like, oh, they're celebrating Charlie Kirk or whatever. But beyond that, in terms of applying analysis to the actions of any person, Charlie Kirk or Nick Fuentes or whoever, and say that these are these are people who are implementing a lot of bigoted tendencies, a lot of racist opinions, and moving the American political direction towards fascist governance.
Been saving up.
I don't think that saying that you shouldn't be able to say that because you're invoking violent sentiment against your political opposition is crazy. I don't mind if people call me a communist. I don't mind if they call me a terrorist. It's not true, and it certainly makes a lot of people very angry, and they want to talk to me all the time about how they want to kill me and come to my house and murder me and my family. But it is unfortunately a part of the political discourse. I wish it didn't exist. But having said that, I am never going to stop myself from making accurate assessments and warning people that at this stage we are at the precipice of something far more dangerous, especially in Western liberal democracy, as liberalism is genuinely failing, and that collapse is most likely going to bring about a lot of fascist governance that will try to restore order in the most militant ways, and it will resemble historic fascist patterns.
Yeah,
Hassan,
you do.
Firstly, thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for entering into the spirit of debate in the way it's intended. Really appreciate it.
Liberalism
Final question is always the same. What's the one thing we're not talking about that we really should be?
Jesus Christ. That is such dangerous rhetoric, man.
A bit about...
Because it sounds like he wants it to fail.
The collapse of liberalism around the globe. I guess in this instance, and I can't speak to all the other conversations that you guys have had, we didn't get to talk about Israel too much. And that's something that I wanted to talk about, which has also exhibited historical patterns of fascism in and of itself, in a vein that is not dissimilar to what we're seeing in Western liberal democracies as well.
All right,
but that's
we
what
had more time. Yeah. Maybe next time we can pick up some other topic.
All right.
Appreciate your time. Thanks, man.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. All right. Dailies time. I need to be more consistent with my dailies. I haven't been consistent with them lately. Okay. January, May, March, April. Are you serious? Fuck off. They always got to throw a bullshit one in there. Okay. Might, could, may. It was right there. Can. Okay, cool. SEC, CFO, IRA, APR. Boom. Deb, Cat, Jan, Sue. Nice. It's the last one. Backwards animals. Mika, what are you doing? Mika, what are you doing? What are you doing over there? She was like half on the bed, half off. Come here. Up. Good girl. Alright, time guesser. Here we go. Alright, I gotta take the glasses off for this. We gotta focus. We gotta lock in. Okay? Actually, I'll put it back on. Because apparently I look hot with them, so. Okay. Oh, no. Well, we know this is in London, right? Buckingham? I'm assuming Buckingham. In like, what? 90? Oh, 81. At least I was right there. Damn it. Okay. Duke of York. Northwestern. That's Boston, right? Or that's Chicago. I thought Northwestern is in... Oh, well, no, that's Northeastern, maybe. Let's see. It's a long time ago. It's tough to see if anything's still there. I think it's Chicago, right? Because we got Chicago there. Chicago, yeah, okay. Trump International Hotel and Tower, Chicago. See if we can find Northwestern School of Dentistry, Pharmacy and Chemistry, School of Law. Let's see. It's gonna be like downtown, right? That's probably still around, right? Where is this? There are no street signs, so I cannot see. Where this is? It's very long time ago. Like the 1910s, like 1905. It might be 1900, but okay. something street. That's blocked. Annoying. Starts with an S and then ED. At the end. True. He loves it. uh It might be South something ED Street. Oh no. It's very difficult to get an exact location. Okay, well I think that's I think it's closer to downtown, yeah. Closer to somewhere around here. There's the south, there's north and south, so it's probably on south, right? Where do the streets become south? If that's south something street. South, okay, here we go. State Street. I think all of these streets are south something, so maybe it's definitely south something street.
Watch it be a Chicago dog and sell.
Fucking shit!
I'm so sorry. I don't mean to do that. I was gonna say, I'm sorry. My intentions were so.
It's okay. I just have to get used to the fact that that's gonna happen every time it's like quiet for a long period of time.
I know. I'm a lurker.
Says something. I'm just gonna jump out of my fucking skin. Holy shit.
I was gonna say, watch it be like Chicago dogs for sale in New
Daniel?
York.
Daniel needs to fucking clip that. What'd you say?
Watch it be Chicago dogs for sale, but in New York.
No, I don't think so. Cause look, on the tram it says Chicago Union.
Oh, okay. I just saw the sign in the back, and I was like, "This is like a hot dog store."
Yeah,
right
for sure. No, I think in this case it's in Chicago. I'm wondering if I can actually like get a little closer, but I don't think I'm gonna get that much closer than that. It's such like a roll of the dice. But I'm just gonna fucking guess like here. Okay, let me make a guess. 1903. Nice. I was 2 kilometers from it. And what's the location? North Randolph Street. Eat my dick. West Randolph Street in North Dearborn. God damn it. Okay, I still got a shit ton of points on that one. Okay, that's good. Oh boy, what is this? Mongolia? Yeah, that's Mongolia. Okay. So that's gotta be in Ulaanbaatar, because that's the only fucking place in Mongolia. But I have to figure out where's it gonna be. It looks like some kind of stadium. Probably don't have many of those. Where the fuck is my mouse? Okay, there it is. Is it this one? Is that like the only stadium around? I don't know. Remember there was a picture there at one point. I am not sure how I'm going to tell when this is. At least it's somewhat recent. Are there smartphones? What is that? Is that a smartphone? Flip phone? I don't see people with like everybody with phones out, so it's probably not smartphone era. There's no smartwatches, I don't think. What is that? Is that like a flip phone? Or a cigarette case? Probably a flip phone, right? People don't use, like, I'm the only fucker who has like a cigarette case nowadays. What the hell is that? Oh, what's this? Okay, that's like mid to late 2000s for sure. 2007, we're gonna go with that. And then I think that looks like the only like sort of stadium around. Either way, Ulaanbaatar is not like very big, so it should be close enough. Okay, let's give it a try. We go to the stadium. What do we got? 2010, 77.5 meters away. Nice. 3 years off. Less than 100 meters away. Okay, what's this? Polska. Is that Polish? In like the 50s, maybe? Like the early 50s? 53? Feels like Polish. Or Czech. Okay. Could be either one. Alright, I do need to take this off, unfortunately, because it's kind of hard to see these. WYCH.
Makes you wonder, how did Ozzy do it all those years?
Well, he wasn't trying to read Time Guesser, so probably. I don't know.
You know, this is probably true.
Yeah. Looking for little language cues. What do they have above letters? I don't know. I think this might be Polish. Polish is all weird. Polish has like a million consonants like right next to each other all the time. So I feel like it might be Poland. Let's see what's in Warsaw. Yeah, CZ. Do we have a CZ? We have a CZ right there. That's a pretty Polish thing, right? Yeah. Yeah, I'm feeling Polish probably. Alright, let's try Warsaw. It's probably not going to be Warsaw, but fuck it. 63. Eat my dick. Polish State Railways. All the way in where? Lublin? How was I going to know that? Damn. Drop more points. Okay.
How do you not know Lublin? Come on.
Fuck off. Okay.
Lublin, dude.
76. Was that when he met with Mao? This is going to be in Beijing, the Forbidden City. right? Like in front of the palace. Is that like, that's like here, right? It's like right there. 72. I was 3 meters away. Final score? 40, almost 43,000. Very good. Very good. Do we want to do one more? Do one more?
I'm down.
Okay, we finish for the night then. Oh, fuck you. What? Alright, maybe somewhere in like fucking Germany or something in like what, 1913 or something? God damn it. Jesus Christ. How am I supposed to know where this is? I don't know. Fucking Hungary or somewhere around like the middle of Europe. God damn it. I don't know, like here. I was 1 year off. 470 kilometers away. Not bad. German soldiers. I was right about it being Germany. But man, they hit me with that picture. What the fuck was I supposed to do with that? Okay. Oh. This is Tokyo, right? Because that's Japanese. Yeah. In like what, the 50s? Like 57 maybe? I don't know where in Tokyo. Let's see. 57! 5 kilometers away. Nice! Okay, so this is obviously in Russia, in the Soviet Union. This is probably Moscow, right? Maybe outside the Kremlin, I think. Gotta be like in the 50s or 60s, I think. Probably 60s or 70s? 60s. These are 60s cars, right? Where's the Kremlin? And then they have that big, like, parade street, which is, like, right here, right? Yeah, this is that street. Do they still have this big thing? I don't think so. But yeah, this was the big parade area. Might be on the wrong side of the street here, though. No, this is the right side of the street. Fuck it. We go here. We're gonna say, we'll stick with 62. 61! Oh my god. Budapest? What the fuck? Hungarian People's Republic and its socialist government. Oh, yeah, the flag there. It was not. Okay, that's okay. Oh, when the Notre Dame was on fire. Okay. I don't remember what year that was. That was like 2016, maybe? 17 or 18? Notre Dame. It's from behind Notre Dame, probably like across the river. What's that look like? It's like over here, maybe? I was 1 year off, 222 meters away. Ooh, we're doing well. All right, we just need over 3,500 and 7 points. Oh, yeah. This is like near the Kremlin. This is like 92. 91, 92. Right? Or what flag is this? Yeah, that's the Russian flag. Okay. It's going to be like right around the fall of the Soviet Union. And I think we'll put it outside the Kremlin. Oop. Boom. 1 year off, 91. 3 kilometers away. Ooh, 46,376. Let's go. Big win. Big win. All right. Think we're gonna end it a little early tonight. It's this Wednesday night. That slow Wednesday night. It's okay. Of course, I will be back on Friday. We got Thanksgiving tomorrow. Hope everybody has a lovely, wonderful Thanksgiving. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We will, of course, be back on Friday. Friday, okay. We'll have a new elf plan for you on Friday. Everybody, have a wonderful time with your family tomorrow. Enjoy. Remember what you're thankful for. I will see you guys on Friday. Everybody have a beautiful time.